But Renaissance.
All right, hello and welcome to Epic Interactions, where a couple guys, a couple girls get together, play some Dungeons and Dragons, drink some coffee, try and stay alive. As you can see, we have the majority of the crew today. Cass is actually at work, so she will be back next week. Hopefully, think so. I didn't forgot to ask about next week. But anyway, so some quick announcements. Donations. We do have the donation page set up. Half the donations go to military vets as well as go to the stream. So we just use it for better equipment and such going forward. As I go blank on all of the notes here.
Sundance.
That's the same thing. I don't think there's any crazy notes. We're gonna be here next week. As far as that goes, we appreciate you guys. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook page, Twitch page. All that good stuff, and you'll see different posts. More streaming. More streaming is to come. We have a game called Baldur's Gate 2 that we'll try and stream a little bit more just to kind of bring up some more content. I believe you may be working on some PS2 or PS4 things.
Yeah, I mean, just need to get all the
stream key and stuff.
Yeah,
so yeah, we can communicate there. But you'll see Trippy Hippie on there as well, doing some things on that, Rocket League and Destiny and all that kind of stuff. Also, you'll see me play some League. I'm on my grind path, so to speak, to try and get into gold, up into platinum. I don't know if we're gonna get there, but hey, you can come and watch out and see. So that's more late night. It's gonna be more like 10 o'clock and onward. That's pretty much the announcements that we have thus far. We are working on I'm working on a Discord channel that we already have kind of set up, but I'm trying to get that up and running more to utilize with you guys, so keep an eye out for that. With that, we'll go ahead and dive into tonight's episode of Epic Interactions. Alright, hello and welcome back. So, our heroes have finally made it to the city of Kalanor, or aka the city of ice, in the mountains of the Great Barrier Mountains themselves, in the northern part of the continent. After you guys dealt with your mansion stuff, hiring a bunch of people, getting people set to take care of its own, you guys went to Tortola to find out that Tony has passed on due to whatever means, as you guys stayed the night and had Cord, the clerics of Cord, came into the town of Tortola looking for Baltimore. As you guys proceeded to find out some more information, I believe, Rahun, you're the one that was able to talk to the traveler himself and find out some information there about Kalanor and kind of how to get there. As Cord kind of came in to infiltrate and grab Baltimore, you guys pretty much successfully held them at the door with a new concept of design for what will be known as the hand cannon. Was brought into existence. However, you guys took the teleport and deuced out as you guys all arrived at Kalanor, the city of ice. Actually, let me get some music going here now that I think about it.
Kalanor, the city of ice.
And actually, you know what? I'll do this.
I was supposed to wear pink. Oh, piece of
stop. Get out.
So you guys come
Can't
in.
Sit with us.
You guys
Only using pink dice.
After a small blue light appears and flashes between all of your eyes, over all of your eyes, and you guys now see that you guys are what looks to be in a valley of some sort, where the city of ice is desolate, very isolated. There seems to be mountains on either side of you, as the building seems to be in the wall itself. Where you guys are standing seems to be a town center of some sort. You do see like a building, but it has no walls. Like it just has like the roof, and you can see like different posters on there, wanted posters. You definitely see more so missing persons. You see a lot of missing people on that board. However, it's snowing. It's not like a blizzard, but there is snow coming down. The wind is howling through this valley, coming in over the mountains. You can tell it's definitely partly cloudy. You don't see the sun anymore. For those that are wearing fur, which I think everybody is wearing fur.
Mm-hmm. Kayla has it in the bag, so I can put it on. Okay,
yeah. So you definitely know that it is one of those where fur is definitely a necessity. For you, Mr. Sorcerer Friend, did you decide on doing a fur or?
No, I'm immune to fire, so if I ever get cold, I'll just light myself on fire.
You are cold all the time, as it's bone chilling. So it's definitely one of those where you could produce flame on yourself and try and sustain yourself, but it would definitely take concentration, and over time it would start to sap from you. Definitely something that you might want to grab a coat or something to withstand that on its own. But you can last some time on that. As you guys look around, you notice that the buildings themselves are almost made of ice, almost like kind of like igloo bricks. But they're not looking like igloos. They are just made as igloo bricks into the mountains themselves. As you kind of take a look, it does have like a circle like town. So everything's pretty much, you are in the center point, and all the buildings are in the sides of the mountain. As you can see, you see different paths that kind of lead up through the mountains. Like as you're looking, you can say, oh, okay, like I see a path going that way. I see a path going that way. As it doesn't seem that this city itself has no road in or out. It's through these mountain trails. Again, as you're looking for life over and over again, you notice that nobody is out. Nobody seems to be looking in your direction. There's nobody visible. You just see a bunch of buildings.
What time of day is it?
It was night there. I would say it's in the morning, probably like 5, 6 in the morning.
Was it night?
No, we left in the morning.
Yeah, because we stayed. Yeah, so it was morning when we left Tortola.
Yeah, via teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had the conversation at like 2 or 3 in the morning with the traveler, and then all this stuff poured. Yeah, and then all woke up.
It's night here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different time zone.
No, it's so.
That's here.
I said there was no sun.
There was no
I said
what?
you can't see the sun at all.
Oh, no sun.
Very cloudy.
Yeah, I mean, and you see the cloud. It's not like a.
But is it nighttime because it's in the morning, like before the sun would come up?
The sun's not up. It's what do you call it? Is it dawn?
Dusk.
Dusk.
When it's setting, you're looking for when the sun is setting.
Yeah, so it's dusk. So you don't see the sun, but you see part of light coming over top of the mountains, but they're over the clouds.
Okay, so it's dusk.
It's just early in the morning.
No, that's dawn.
That's
dawn.
That's dawn.
It's in the morning. That's okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's morning.
I asked if it was dawn or dusk. So it's dawn.
Dawn is the morning.
Dawn is morning. So it's the beginning of dawn, as light is starting to creep over the mountains and over the clouds that is in this area.
Now it all makes sense.
Okay, so it's dawn.
So I'm like grabbing myself like my stomach and everything because I have 32 points of damage from.
Yeah,
I got thrown through. Like I got shot in my. I think I got shot in my back
you guys are injured. Yeah.
and got thrown through.
I would probably need somebody to put the fur on me because I'm just like ripping my side and just like chugging my ale.
I mean, innately, just because I have no idea what that possibly is, but I know as a blacksmith, he might be like, Rahul, what the fuck was that thing?
I don't know.
Dude, that thing hurts.
It was amazing.
I'm gonna cast.
Fuck that, it hurts.
Mass Cure Wounds.
Fuck, it's cold.
For the group.
It is very cold. Go ahead and roll the healing, as everybody's gonna go ahead and get this healing from
What the hell?
a mass healing word.
There's got to be a bloody fucking tavern somewhere.
I guess I'll grab a coat from the bag.
Alright, so I grab a coat out of the bag to like put it on myself because Kayla's holding them, and then I'll go.
You see it. She's like starting to pull out them. She's like, here you
Yeah.
go, here you go, here you go. Thank you.
And then I'll cast Cure Wounds on Rahoon as well. You can cast on yourself. He's right there.
Yeah, you know.
I start looking
Proximity.
for a
He's
tavern.
sitting right next to me.
While she's curing me, I'll look around for a tavern.
Make a perception check.
Hold on. This
October
is
3rd in the Mean Girls. I was in this pain.
Yeah. Hold on.
Damn it.
26.
13.
13.
All right.
You look around. You don't see any lights
26.
on. You don't see.
You get 26.
Actually, for the first time you look around, you don't notice any windows.
Oh, I'm not injured.
Everything looks straight bricks,
Then you have to
or
roll
like
16.
ice, like igloo bricks.
26 plus
16. And then I'll cast Cure Wounds on.
You see
+1.
like some stuff that are kind of
11.
etched into it, but nothing that you can visibly read from afar because it's just kind of covered in snow.
Gotcha. I'll go up to. I'll make a general assumption and be like, okay, a tavern's usually bigger than most of the common buildings. So I look for a big building. I'll go up to one of those etchings and I'll brush off the.
Yeah, you kind of go over and you hear the. You notice that it is an infirmary.
Okay. I make general perceptions to see if there's any life inside this place.
The door's closed. You'd actually have to open
And
the door.
there's no windows. You're saying. Okay,
Yeah, there's
gotcha.
no windows. Yep.
I'll try and open the door. Locked. Okay. I go back to the group. That one's an infirmary.
So what kind of building are we in right now?
We're in no
You're out in
building.
the
We're
open.
outside.
We're out in
That's
the
why
open.
I'm like shivering.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, you
Alright.
guys do see like that like billboard in the middle, like underneath like an awning, so to speak. And you see that there's 2 wanted posters, and then there's a bunch of missing people.
So I go walk over and look at it.
Yeah,
Where
I'll,
the one is.
I'll walk with him.
The wanted, you see a frost giant, and you see, what languages do you know?
Probably not giant.
I know Giant.
Do you really?
Do you know Common, Elvish, Draconic, Abyssal, Infernal?
Okay, so yeah, you can't read what's on it. But you do see, like, you definitely look at it, you're like, yeah, that's a giant. Like, I know that picture is a giant.
That is
So wait, how do I not?
no
It's a wanted
mortal
poster.
man.
Mm-hmm.
So I
I
walk
can't
up.
read anything on it.
I walk
No.
up.
I mean, it like they kept like it says like wanted, and then it has a bunch of different like languages of like wanted, like trying to appeal to the masses.
What do you do?
And then like you see the picture, which you definitely like you being who you are, you're like, yeah, I know that's a giant. But then underneath like the descriptions of it, it's all different language.
Do I recognize it? Can I like roll a check to see if I know what language it may be that it's written in? Not.
Make an intelligence check.
No intelligence. Let's see. 14.
14. It's not of any region you would know
I'm just
of.
waiting.
Okay. So can anybody read this?
So I walked up right behind you when you walked up. So I'm looking to see if I can read what he's referring to.
Yeah, so you definitely see one of the wanted posters that he's kind of looking at, and you can tell it's also a giant, and it's in giant.
So I can read it.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it say?
So the person's name is Garnini,
Okay, so this person's name is Garnini.
Yep. And he has been known to kidnap, murder, and sacrifice. And he is wanted for 15,000 gold pieces, dead or alive.
15,000
I
gold
look for a
pieces, dead or
tavern,
alive.
so I'll go to another building and.
As soon as I hear 15,000, I'm like, okay. Next wanted poster.
The next wanted poster has it's a very.
No, I'm excited. We're getting that.
It's a very
I can play now.
The sketch is very bad. Like whoever did the sketch on this one either didn't have enough information or didn't really know kind of how to take this this picture. But it's a gentleman of a hood, and this one's in common, as it just says wanted. And this gentleman is let's go with Harden, because that's the one that came up, and I like that. I had another name, but I like Harden better. So, and this individual, it says race ? Abilities spellcasting, highly dangerous, and he's wanted also for kidnapping, sacrificing, murder, and theft. And his is 25,000 gold pieces alive. Whoever wants them wants alive.
Does it say who to?
What if he's dead? Does it say anything? Is it like specific? Like
it doesn't specify past alive.
Okay, so the only price right there is alive 25.
Correct.
Okay, that sucks. These two are probably working together since they have like the same thing.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah, you're looking for the tavern. Make an investigation check.
All of us or
Just Rahun, because he's the one with
13.
We came here for a
All right.
dragon.
Let's find some shelter and maybe we can
crust away some of
ask
the
some
snow.
questions and get a lay of the land.
You find this is an inn.
There's in. I knock on the door or I check to see if it's open.
So I start walking towards where Rahun's at.
I make sure that we have both the wanted posters.
Sure. So you take. They have like little clips that you like different variety ones. Like different copies of it. So you just take one of the copies.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of the missing people are animals, kids. You see a lot of kids on there, but you also see a lot of soldiers. Like a lot of different. Like they definitely, you can tell they're in armor. They're like.
What is the generic race between them?
Here it looks a variety of elves. Like you see half elves, you see elves, and then you also see humans.
In the tavern.
Okay.
No, the wanted, like the
Oh,
little
the missing.
board.
I keep banging on the door.
Yep.
So I take note of all that, and I guess we walk over to.
And you're still banging.
I check to see if it's even open.
It's locked. I would say after like a good 10, 15 minutes, you do hear something on the other side of the door.
Let me in, you bloody bastards! I'm freezing my balls off.
Who goes in?
Travelers who don't want to freeze to death.
So you hear just a variety of locks. As the door kind of opens and you just squeeze.
I just push it open at that point.
Oh, sure. Make a strength check.
But we don't actually feel freezing right now with the
No,
clothes
you're
on.
just really cold. You're just, you're cold. Like, you got no rose running drip.
Regardless of if we had the furs, if we stayed out here for days,
We wouldn't
freeze.
survive,
Yep.
yeah.
15.
15? So you go to, like, shove it open and he just immediately shoves it back, closes the door, and you hear,
Oh, way to go.
no way, who do you work for?
Myself.
So do we walk up on this?
Yeah, like you see as like you see the door kind of open and you see Rahun just go to like shove it as it just like gets shoved right back, and then you guys come up as the bolt locks.
So go.
Nope, you go. You're better.
Okay. So I touch Rahun on the arm and like kind of as to like, let me try to handle this. And so I go and knock on the door again, like, please, we've traveled a long way. We're just looking for shelter. We have money to pay you. We mean you no harm. Please, it's really cold out here.
Persuade.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Okay.
So, how many buildings are in this area?
There's a whole bunch, but they seem to be all connected
And like
on the
But I have
on the
eight,
mountainside.
so,
Yeah, they're actually like almost
In
like
the
built
mountains.
into the mountainside.
12.
12 is better than his 8. So, you hear the bolt.
So I try to like look as like
You see like the eye kind of pop out.
sweet
He's
as
like,
innocent as possible and kind.
"What do you want?
Please, we've traveled a long way and we're
Who are those behind you?
These are my traveler friends.
Where are you from?"
We are from Tortola currently, the last place we came from. Atlas. Last place we came from was Atlas. We're adventurers. We're just in the area for a short time. We're just looking for some shelter, please. We do have money to pay.
What does the sky look like?
cold.
Cloudy.
Cloudy. There's the sun's hidden.
Is there a dark spot?
I
I'll
look.
for a dark spot.
Investigation. Investigation.
Could I?
For those that want to, go ahead and roll.
6.
6.
I'm too
Natural 20. There's no dark spot. The only thing that you see
Natural
is that there
20.
seems to be darker parts of like the clouds coming together, but not an actual like spot.
God damn it!
There's
No specific single dark spot. Just patches of dark clouds. Seems to be
We can't kill a dragon if we're gonna freeze to death.
precipitation.
You hear? So he opens the door. He's like, "Get in! Hurry!
Go!
As you standing before you, seems to be an older human. He seems very stressed out, very malnourished. You definitely tell, like, just pale skin, just definitely
Yeah.
hasn't gotten a lot of sun. Do you guys all file in?
yes.
Everybody files in, and he like slams the door behind you, and then now looking at it, you see there's a variety of 7 different locks. And he's just like
I
as
start
a
helping
madman, just starts closing them. And then as he finishes the lock, you see him. He puts his hand against it, as you see an insignia kind of come up as like a sun, and it just kind of sears into the door.
My God, man, what are you trying to keep out?
Dragon.
Oh,
Is it a white dragon?
Is there a fireplace?
Yeah. You know of it?
just one.
Yeah, we're gonna kill it. Is there a fireplace?
Right over there.
Just
So,
one dragon.
This
Take
man
out my
looks, you said
flint
this
steel.
man looks malnourished?
Yeah, definitely.
Like severely?
Not like deathbed severely, but like you can definitely tell he hasn't eaten in a while.
Wizard,
I
can
need-
you light this fire, please?
There is a
already
fire going.
Make it bigger.
Oh, bigger. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Just add oxygen.
So I just say, sir, are you hungry? Would you like some food?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can make that fire bigger.
Is this an inn?
Make sure you don't burn the
right
inn
away,
down,
Yeah,
please.
Is this an inn?
Please.
It was an inn.
I've made a mistake in
don't-
the past.
The city
mistake?
doesn't really
Have travelers that often?
no, and our
population
is few.
You mentioned
What,
dragon.
Yes,
One?
dragon. Yes, dragon.
Just one.
Shh, keep it down. Keep it down.
Just one. Just one
Would,
dragon.
one thing at a time. Would you be willing to give us shelter for some food and water? And stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I'll just create my 45 pounds of food and 20 gallons of water. You dig in.
You see, you see him like go to like attack it, and then he's like, and then he goes over to what looks to be like a small bar, and he pulls out a couple plates, and he goes, "I am a decent man. I'm a decent man." And he comes over and he like puts it down in front of. Puts out a bunch of plates out, and he pulls out some mugs, and then he just kind of sits and he just waits.
Is it just
So I
you?
touch his arm and I say, "Thank you. You can go ahead and eat."
Is it just you, my friend?
Yeah, just me. And he just like starts putting like some food, and he's like watching, almost like, is this food real? Because he just saw it like kind of come out.
Yeah, so
And
I'll
he's
just I don't know. One of my favorite food snacks, whatever, is like an apple. So I would have created apples. So I'll just sit down and just kind of like grab an apple and just start eating it.
Cool. The second you eat, he starts going.
Yeah.
Can I insight check his answer to that if he's the only one?
Sure, go ahead.
Sorcerer, please make this fire bigger.
22.
I'm
He's
freezing
telling
my
the
ass
truth.
off here.
And the more and more you look around, the more and more you look around, you notice that like this place seems empty. Like you see like webs, like cobwebs. There's like a hallway, but like the hallway just seems dark and just like not used.
I ask him.
Yeah.
Are there candles unlit in the place?
All the candles are lit. Fireplace is lit. Everything is
Lit.
Yeah, everything is lit.
Is it warm in here? Is it no longer like freezing cold?
Yeah,
Can I
it's warm.
just be funny for Rahul?
Yeah, sure. You're allowed to be funny.
I'm going to use my flames for adrenaline, or whatever, however you say it. I'm going to pull some of the flames off the fire, and I'm going to give Rahul a really big hug.
Singe his eyebrows.
Okay.
That's the plan.
So you see as Bob kind of comes over and you see as like some flames are coming. He's like, "Come here," and he comes and tries to give you a hug.
I embrace him
Oh.
because I am freezing.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes. I'll bite my lip and go into a slight rage. Well, it won't be.
Nah,
It won't
it's
matter.
okay.
It won't matter.
Just take like
Bite my lip
3
and
points
a
of fire
slight
damage
I
and
was
just
saying,
call it,
yeah, I was
chalk
saying-
it up as a good interaction.
Oh,
So my
yeah.
friend, what happened to the others?
Oh, blissful. Thank you.
What happened to the others?
They've been taken. Some have been taken. Some have tried to combat the dragon. Some have been lost in the mountains.
So you mentioned a singular, is that correct? Just one?
Yes.
Does it have a name?
No.
How long has it been here?
I insight check him.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like he won't want
How
to.
long has it been here?
Since before I've been here. Before I was born.
Before you were born?
Take character out. That's why.
I started pouring ale in all the mugs, and I hand him one.
24.
No one's been able to...
You get the feeling that he knows the name. Like, you know for a fact he knows the name, but he's scared to say it.
So, realizing that, can I take out a piece of like parchment and like a pen or whatever, and I just say, is there any way you could write the name?
Yeah,
If you happen to know it, could you just write it down on paper versus saying it? So I hand it to him.
So he writes down the name Thraka, the Vengeful.
Well, that sounds pleasing.
So I just look at that and I'm like, thank you.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
What time of day,
So
night, month
Don't show the paper to Raccoon.
does it come?
Ooh,
It comes when it
very
wants.
Smart.
It has a
Very
memory not of this world.
Certain
But
indications for its coming?
Yeah.
Onset of hunger.
The spot. The spot. You look for the side.
What is it about the spot?
The dark spot. It's his shadow, idiot.
Are you sure? Is it his shadow?
When he flies over, dark spot in there. That's when he's flying over.
I do not know. I locked the doors.
Yeah, dark spot equals
Any
dragon.
attempts to rid the area of said dragon?
That's
Yeah,
us.
that's
Many.
what he was saying.
None have survived.
Do you happen to know where the lair actually is?
Possibly. But I do not tell you, no. He will know it was me.
Anyone that might be
Could
Do
willing?
you work
Draw
for the
it
dragon?
Could you just like
No,
draw it?
no. Mm-mm. No. Too many attempts. No. No one survived.
You've survived this long.
Yeah, but he never went to go kill a dragon.
But you said if others were led to the whereabouts,
Yeah, do you work?
It would preclude
do
that it
work
was
for the
you.
dragon? Make an inside check.
Is there a reward at all for
Well,
killing the
there's so many
dragon?
questions right now. It's a poor
Like,
guy.
has the town? Is there like a mayor here? Or
They tried. The mayor's dead.
oh,
What,
He sent out the soldiers, but they haven't returned.
Who killed or how the mayor died?
He was kidnapped.
by the dragon.
And I'll take the 2 wanted posters or copies that I have. Like, by these guys.
That one! That one! As he points to the giant.
Okay.
He's like, fucking frost giants. Come in thinking they know everything.
What type of giants did you say?
Frost giant.
Frost giants.
Frost giants.
11 for insight. Does he seem like genuine?
Oh yeah,
like,
he
with
seems
everything?
yeah, he seems genuine.
Okay, so he's not like playing a ruse on us.
A ruse.
A ruse.
Does a dragon attack during a specific time of the day?
No.
So anyone else that would know how to get to said dragon? Obviously, our intentions are to get rid of said dragon.
Why?
Big dragon probably means a lot of magic, so we could probably do a detect spell to see if we can get like a trail towards it.
Oh yeah, you got a good point there.
What?
Well, it's a problem for you, and it could be very great gains for us.
Does the dragon come during a usual month?
Just the battlegrounds.
The battlegrounds. Where are the battlegrounds?
No, nowhere.
Liar.
Clearly.
I call him that, liar.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to you.
Look, what is your name?
Why? Oh, I'm in. I'm okay.
We did just feed you.
My name is Johnson.
Johnson.
Is that a first or a last?
My first name?
Oh, okay.
Who are you?
My name is Baltimore.
Emerald.
Atreya.
Black Line.
But. And you're here to kill him?
Yeah.
And this is Cass.
Well, those are our intentions.
And she's like, hi.
And that's Corpus.
Woo.
Make sure we don't forget about her.
Indeed.
So he just kind of looks at you. Okay. Why? What's in it for you? I mean, I don't care. I mean,
What?
I want its skin.
I want its insides.
Yeah, we kind of had this contract that we have to kill a white dragon, so we heard that there was a white dragon up here, so we came up here to kill it.
okay.
Can we say for sport?
What?
I said, yeah, I just want the skin.
We're hoping to possibly sell some items.
We've been told by a seer that we must save you. It is foretold in the prophecy.
Been prophesied.
Make a deception check.
As he's saying this, can I do guidance on him?
Sure.
Just like
What's that? What's
you,
going
on,
you get to add an additional D4.
Roll
Oh, hells yeah.
yeah.
Can I reinforce his persuasion with my persuasion?
No, I'm allowing that.
I mean, come
Because
on.
as soon as he
No.
would start going on, I would just tap him on the back.
14.
I've never heard of such.
Well, of course. You're the one who's been trapped. We've come to free you.
I don't
and
believe it. I
all
don't believe
your
it.
people.
I don't believe it.
Well, as your state currently stands, you're in a constant state of malnutrition, anxiety, and
This guy has
fear.
more issues than I do.
So anything that we could possibly do to help you, it might be to your advantage. Unless you want to remain the rest of your life in this godforsaken state.
I'm sorry, I need clarification on something real quick. The fur coat is not considered armor.
Correct.
So it is not gold.
It is not what?
It is not gold.
Gold? Oh, no. It's
Okay.
not gold. Yeah.
It is armor.
Yeah,
You said,
yeah.
okay, just I
Yeah.
wanted to-
You did say.
Okay.
I was like, wait.
So that's all currently covered up.
Yeah, it's all good.
So these battlegrounds, is this where the lair is? Or is this where they just go to fight?
I told you too much.
You have not told us enough. If we are
Alright,
to
let's go.
complete the prophecy, we need the information.
I need a coat.
Look,
You got one I can buy from you?
Just take one off the side. Just take one off the side. As you see, like, there's a bunch of fur coats on the side that you can definitely tell is probably there for, like...
You can save so much money.
We didn't know, though.
Still,
But he's
every
just like,
gold counts.
he's like, let me just eat.
yeah, like.
And then he,
in
like,
fact,
take your
I-
time.
Yeah, I just kind of like sit back and I'm like, look, come on, Johnson. Clearly he needs to eat. Like, I'm sorry with all of our
Clearly he
questions.
needs some
We're just
help.
curious.
He's a
You know,
little-
we have other things that we want to get to and stuff, and
Let's let him eat.
this is
He's
just
not
next
there.
on our agenda. You know, the prophecy and all that stuff through Marlesh and whatnot. So we're just trying to, not.
I'll let you be. All the doors are opened.
All the doors.
Yeah, as he
Pointing
points
to
to
the
like
rooms,
the
okay.
rooms and whatnot, and you see as he kind of goes back behind the small bar that he has, and there's a door behind that as he goes to go into the bar and behind.
So before
I
he
go look
walks
at-
in, I say, Johnson, I'm sorry, but just one last question. When does everything actually open around here?
So you see as
I don't
like
think they
he's holding his plate, and he just kind of looks at you, and you can tell like there's sadness in his eyes. And he goes, "They don't."
Johnson, are you the only one here?
There's only 8 of us.
Who are the
Others.
others?
Now, is one of those 8 people in the equipment house?
A blacksmith.
Pretty much.
Was the first to go.
First to go. Okay.
Alright,
Who-
well, point me in that direction.
let's give him a moment to eat, and we can discuss ourselves. I'm sorry, but we do have more questions. So whenever you're done, if you wouldn't mind, when you feel a little bit, less in the state.
Since he offered up the fur coats for us to look at or use, I'm gonna go and look to see if there's any, like one we can have like as a backup if for some reason.
Sure. I
someone-
mean, yeah, there's one that's for backup. That's fine. Just put
Okay.
it in the bag.
Yeah, I'll just take that. And put it in the bag.
You see as he closes the door and you guys are left in this small room, you definitely tell that the wall itself is all pretty much like brick, like igloo bricks, but the building is like stone, and there seems to be like a bunch of furs everywhere, as well as the couches are made of fur. It definitely seems to be cozy, kept warm, and with the fireplace, that when you look, it doesn't seem the smoke. Usually it goes through like a chimney or something. There's nothing above it. It's literally just a fireplace.
So are we
like the
worried?
So where does the smoke go then? So is it
magic.
filling up the room?
Detect magic, it lights up.
Like that.
So I just say, okay, it's magical, clearly. So I start immediately looking around the room because I think I think detect magic lasts for
A minute.
a couple. Is it a minute? Okay, so I start
Yeah,
looking.
A minute, but it's up to 30 feet. Yeah, I was looking at that.
I start looking around the room that we're in. What else lights up? If anything, not that.
So the door lights up.
Okay, yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, you already knew that, and you know that there is. Make an investigation check.
Can be perception. 17.
Oh, that'll work.
That's good.
You're looking around, and you notice that there's a big bear fur like on the floor, like kind of like in the centerpiece of it all.
Okay.
And you're just kind of looking, and it just kind of it kind of catches your eye just for a second. There seems to be like a little shimmer that kind of comes off from under it.
So I go over to it.
Sure. You kind of go over to it. Do you reveal?
Well, does anything else in the room light up, or is it
No.
just door, fireplace, this?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, I'll lift it up, I guess.
Yeah. So you go to lift it up, and then you notice that there seems to be like a stone, like a 4x4 stone, and all 4 of them seem to be lit up.
What are you looking at,
So
Baltimore?
wait, so there's 4 stones?
Yeah. So like 4 stones, like all connected. So like if you were to think like these are the stones.
So it's in a cube.
Yeah.
Like
it's in a cube.
okay, yeah, and they're all lit up. Are they different colors?
No.
Okay. So you say that. I just kind of pull back the rug a little bit. So it's not actually the rug that was.
Correct. It was the emitted light that was coming out.
So it's emitting. So it's like that strong.
There's
so
a lot. Yeah.
So would it be like when I remove it, like I kind of like have to
Yeah, you
squint?
adjust. Yeah, you adjust.
Okay, that's really powerful. So yeah, so I just kind of like lean back and kind of point these out, and I'm like, this is really magical.
It's pointing at the floor.
Yeah, because I can't see unless I cast. I'll just trust him.
Wait, what? They can't see the.
Detect magic? No,
It's
you
only
just
through
see
your own eyes, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they still see the pillars, the 4 blocks.
No, it's just it looks like the whole floor is stone. So everything's like in stone.
Oh,
It's just that
okay.
those specific
All right,
floors
I
stand
thought
out
the floor
to
was
you.
wood, and then there was these 4 stones there.
No.
So the whole thing, and then it's just these 4 blocks happen to be okay.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like point them out. I'm like, this block, this block, this block, this block is all magical. And you said they're different colors, or all the same color?
Same color.
Same color? What color? Oh wait, no, it's just like shimmer.
Yeah,
Never mind,
I was
sorry.
like, I don't think it's a color.
My bad.
Actually, go ahead, Jeremy. You've been trying to say something.
What school of magic is it, Ron?
You wouldn't know. You don't see it.
I'll cast detect magic.
Okay, now you see it.
Yeah, that's the question.
Which one am I looking for? This one. For the school, I want to make sure that I get this one right.
Hey, you getting a ring?
Huh?
Are you getting a ring like every 30 seconds?
For
The Twitch.
the audio?
Nope, that's the video.
Oh, you mean the buff.
It is an aberration spell.
But that might be.
It's actually it's a combination. There's two different ones on it. Actually, make a Arcana check just to be sure.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna just do a stonework check on all this. Just taking basic information on if I ever wanted to work on it. Something
It's
like
good
that.
stone. You can definitely tell it's made from the mountains. Like, it definitely looks like they mined some of the mountains and then built this over a period of time.
Let me rephrase that. I mean the part that's the igloo and then that connects to the stone. I'm trying to look specifically at that to figure out how they did it. Or,
Yeah, like I said, it happens to be like part of the mountain. It has like there's like
natural.
there seems to be like a natural like molasses type.
Okay,
But
so
it
it's more
becomes
natural and
hard.
they
Yeah.
carved-
But it's definitely you would take a guess that it's probably natural to this region.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and Bob, you know that it is the School of Enchantment and the School of Aberration that is on these stonework.
Can I do Divine Sense since we're talking about magic stuff?
Sure.
I can cast Divine Sense.
Yeah.
And I'm listening for anything that's not the normal sound of Rahoon and Baltimore.
Nope. Normal sounds.
Normal sounds. What about with our new friend?
You don't really get anything.
Okay, that's good.
Fucking no. Oh, there's.
You're not evil.
I'm gonna take like 2 more of those furs and just throw them on me because I'm just.
Yeah. You like go over and set on fire.
I usually enjoy the cool breeze under my balls, but not this one. This is a little nippy.
You know, I'm always welcome to give a hug.
I'm grateful, but the furs will do. And I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna just meditate while
Sure.
we try to figure out.
So is
what's
anybody
going
doing anything just to kind of fast forward time? Like, are we?
Is he got any?
I
That's what the fast forward time is.
Okay, so as far as I want to make sure, so as far as magical, we have the door that lights up, these 4 blocks that light up. He's saying it's from the School of Enchanting. Did he say that?
Yes.
No, I did.
Okay.
It's
From-
enchanting and aberration.
Okay. So it's from
Or
those schools.
aberration.
And then there's the fireplace that lights up. There's nothing else in there that lights up with my 17.
Correct.
Okay. Then I don't think I have anything else.
I feel like I would investigate the whole building, kind of like walk around just to check things
Well-
out. But other than that,
I mean, you would see me like walking around and then being like,
I mean, for the sake of brevity of time, it's a normal building.
okay, thanks.
I mean,
I was just waiting
Cute,
until.
That's it.
how many floors?
just one.
It's all okay. And then the rooms he said are just it's just like a hallway.
Yeah, it's like a hallway that you just
Got
gotta go down.
All right.
And it's the direction of the mountain, so you would assume that you're probably going more into the mountain than anything.
Really?
Okay.
After the innkeeper looks like he's kind of calmed down and ate and stuff, so these 7 other
Are we
individuals.
fast forwarding through this? So now he's done. He's walking out.
No, I mean, are we fast forwarding?
I just wanted to get the names of the other individuals who reside here.
He hasn't walked out yet. He's in the room, like in the background.
Okay. Sorry.
Johnson walked away
Alright.
to eat and get some like peace. Since we
All
were
right, so we
bombarding
fast
them.
forward.
Yes.
All right, so we fast forward about 30 minutes later.
Okay.
As you see him, he kind of comes out and he's like, "You're still here."
Yeah.
Question for you, just a little off topic. You said something about building?
Across the town.
Just point me in the general direction. I'll find it from there.
And he points toward the door.
Smartass.
And you know it's locked. So he kind of comes out and did you put the bear rug back?
Oh yeah, I would have put it back.
He goes over and he sits on the bear rug and he just kind of crisscross applesauce and he's like, okay, I'm ready for your questions.
How do we get to the dragon?
How big is the dragon?
Okay, one at a time.
And I think that he specified enough that he really does not want to speak specifically about this entity or give us information. I mean, if he is going to allow us to stay here, then maybe we should at least respect that little factor.
So again, my second follow-up question earlier
Where's
was,
the dragon?
who is someone who would be willing to disclose that information?
I do not know.
Maybe something a little more simple. What are the names of your fellow companions who live in this town with you? If you don't mind divulging.
There's Sarah.
Sarah, what does she do?
She's not but a child.
Okay.
She stays with Merida. And you'll find them 2 buildings to the right.
Okay.
And it's just their home.
So they just live here in wrong place, wrong time. I understand. But who else?
There's Jericho.
Okay.
He's the only one that will go out and bring us food. He hunts in the mountains. I know he went out to his cabin a day ago, but he has not come back yet.
Do you know where this cabin is by chance?
I do.
Do you possibly have a map, or could let us know and we can check on him?
Yeah, I can do that.
Is he a hunter by trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he does. He
A handy scout?
he's a scout, yeah. He keeps tabs and lets us know on the actions of the mountains. At least this area. He with no one leaving their homes, he brings us food once every 6-7 days.
And the others?
There's a gentleman that lives in the broken house, but I can't say that I know him.
Could I make a medicine check on him? Like, just to see, like...
Mentally where he's at?
I guess, but then also to make sure, like, that he's not suffering from any type of, like, disease or anything like that. Like, hypothermia or whatnot. Like, granted, yeah, he's a wizard or whatever. We don't know how long he's been here by himself, you know.
I'll say no medicine check needed. You know that he doesn't seem to be suffering from any diseases. He just seems to be malnourished. Thank you. But you know that something is not mentally clicking. Like with the way he was prior and the way he was now, you could tell he was very frantic, just very paranoid. But he seems to be a little bit more composed as he's relaxed a bit.
So, would it be safe to assume that him eating food would be the cause of his just being of less frantic all around, like being more calm, being more relaxed?
No,
that would not be a situation.
I already said no medicine check needed. For you've seen where somebody can go frantic or like very paranoid to calmer by way of drug.
Okay, so then could I roll a check to see if his pupils are dilated?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Investigation or medicine?
Do medicine. I'll take medicine. That's fine.
Can you split all this?
16.
You definitely see that there's, he's definitely under some influence.
What race does he appear?
Human.
Not half, just
No,
straight.
he's
Okay.
human. Yeah.
Okay. I will write something on a piece of paper. Like while he's talking, I'm going to like act like I'm like just kind of giving him a note, but I'm going to write on a note in Elvish that I think he might have taken some form of drug.
Sure.
And I'm going to pass it to Atreya.
So you get this note.
Or actually, I'll probably pass it to Emerald and then pass it to Atreya.
Okay.
If I'm imagining that we're sitting here like this.
Okay.
Sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
So I look at it, and I add underneath. I think he's right. And pass it to Adria.
So I try to be like not like blatantly like a school child, you know, where we're passing notes and
Yeah.
talking bad about someone in front of them when they don't know about it. So I'll try
I
to
don't
be.
know what they're doing.
I'll try to be like cool.
I mean, like you said,
Is there
I'm
any
writing with a
way you
notebook.
can
Yeah.
travel
Oh, okay.
between these buildings without going outside?
No.
Have you ever tried?
No.
So no like underground tunnels, no secret passages.
No.
God bless you.
Insight check.
Sure. Get an insight check.
Has there ever been like a pattern to the attacks that have been made?
22.
You know he's lying about the tunnels.
I checked to see if his eyes shift in any certain directions when I mentioned the tunnels.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
You were asking about.
If there was any type of like routine. When the
Yeah.
anything
It started with the elders.
of the town.
Yeah. He said that it was time, and payment was needed. He said that it happened years and years and years ago, and that we were to do it.
Are you allowed to?
You said in that.
And no one has any memory of what we're supposed
Payment.
to be with him, but he remembers. Like, he knows the names of our ancestors. He knows.
Who is this person?
The dragon
Oh. Yeah.
is saying that the attack started, and he came to the town and started with the elders, and he said that it was time and that their payment was due. Am I correct?
So what happens when you're all gone? Just picks up.
City of Ice is no more. I mean, there's nothing here
Do you
now.
all have any books with like a census of the town with lineage, or does
History.
anybody have any
Language 101.
journals? Any journals?
Who's the oldest
discover-
person in town?
No.
Can you let me finish my question?
Well, it was really long.
It would be me. The ancestral scriptures were all destroyed. The elders destroyed it the second the dragon came.
On what grounds?
And where do you hide these tunnels?
Just an innkeeper. There's no tunnels.
I try to stealthily point at you, and I'm like, I point down at the cobblestone.
So you said that there was 8 people here, but you only need 4. Jericho, Sarah, then Meredith, and himself.
Merida.
Meredith, I'm sorry.
And the guy that lives.
Who doesn't know his name.
Okay, so who are the other 3?
If they're still alive, That would be Manam, Grutil, and Belly.
And do they have any, are they just common people, or do they have any?
They were once soldiers.
Okay. All three of them?
Yeah.
Not to sound disrespectful, but I mean, we are here to attempt to help you all. Would you say, in your opinion, that your last memory of these individuals were potentially as malnourished as you were when we first walked in?
I would assume that they're getting the food that I'm getting.
Which is small. Okay. Why have you all not decided to like, I mean, I look at the establishment, which is, it's not like huge, but it's enough to live like 8 people comfortably, right? Like, in my personal perception of this. Like, would I know that this place could house 8 people comfortably?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So why have you all not decided to, I mean, you're clearly magical and you can lock the door and everything else. Why haven't all of you decided to, seek shelter underneath one roof to protect each other and work with each other?
There's been several attempts to try and get from one building to another, but they've either died or been taken.
Oh.
Been taken by one of the wanteds, or
frost giants. I've seen them fall into a trap. I've seen.
So your town is riddled with traps?
Just walking all around. No idea.
We've I mean, it's been a month since anybody's tried to go from building to building. You were the first people that showed up at my door.
Well, we graciously appreciate your hospitality in this matter. We've never been here before, right? None of us. I look at everybody. None of us have been here before, right?
No.
I don't.
I look back to my history.
Make a history check.
Of course.
I think we have enough information. Let's go kill this dragon.
You've heard of this place, but you've never actually traveled here because you knew that it was mountain trails to get here, not a road. And you weren't about that. But you've come by this place.
Mm-hmm. I've traveled near it.
Yeah.
How high in the mountains are we? Is this city?
We reside within the peaks.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
Within
we're
the
high.
what?
Yeah.
Within the
We're
peaks.
high.
Within the peaks of the mountains?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So, here, I put my map over here so that way.
So I let the group down. I was like, yeah, I've been
Really
near this place, but I've never been
Oh, yeah,
near
it's
this
like
place.
You guys, to help this out, you guys are currently right up in here.
Nice.
Where's? Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Right up in here.
Okay.
And you know that it's about 5 days this way for the
For the dragon?
Yeah. So for those at home, they're right up in this area. Which
Any chance I can do a history to see if Alistar's told me anything about this place?
Sure, make a history check. That's fine.
So while he does that, I think I let them know. I'm like, I've been here.
That's a hell no. I got a 9.
No, I've not been here, but I've been near here.
Correct. Alistair has told you, like, you know of a city that's kind of been dealing with a dragon, but you've never really gone to try and explore it or anything like that, and they don't seem to be the school. I mean, because Arcadia is essentially one big massive city, but it's one big massive school city. So, and they weren't gonna take the whole school over to deal with it. Yeah, they weren't gonna. Yeah, so. If you don't mind me asking, I mean, are you guys like a famous group? Do you guys have I heard of you?
Maybe infamous, not necessarily famous.
What do you guys call yourselves?
That's a good question.
We
We never
did,
came up with a name.
but not in game.
Yeah. What did we come up
I mean, you guys can
Out of
talk
game.
amongst yourselves right
Out of
now.
game. Out of game.
Gosh, begin with a T.
Did we? I think Cass came up with it or something. Maybe.
No, I came up with
You
it.
came up with it.
I know that I did.
All
With
right.
a traveling band of assholes. Hi, I'm the main mascot.
I'm the main asshole.
Nice to meet you.
I'm asshole number one.
It was
My name's Blacklog.
Tidget.
Excuse me?
What?
Tidget.
What is that?
It was a titty jit. Yeah, that's right.
That is not what
Titty
we
jit.
call
No.
it.
It's Latin for touched.
Latin for touched.
Even that
Oh.
sounds.
I don't even know how it actually.
Something sexual.
It sounds. Okay, you know what?
It might have been like Tijizay or something like that.
I
Yeah.
don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah, Google sound it.
What?
Tidget.
No.
Hold
Titty
on.
jit.
Hold on, let me do it again.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, yeah, we're gonna scrap that one.
This doesn't have to be an on the spot kind of thing, guys.
No.
We don't have,
We don't have a group name at the current moment. We've been traveling for quite some time, and it's never really occurred to us to come up with a collective name.
I already said what our name was. We're the traveling band of assholes.
Well, that was subjective, but
I mean, you're an
I've heard
asshole.
somebody call y'all that before.
get out of here, Bob.
I'm sure you have, Bob. I'm sure you have.
There was a couple guards that just said some things I didn't understand until.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I would still like to know what's the best way to get to this dragon so we can help you.
I'm not telling you where he's at.
Didn't we say that this?
As I've told you, he has a memory that's unknown to this world, and if somehow he found out it was me, I do not want to be held responsible or have him know that I even exist here.
I don't know.
Well,
That's our next
that's great,
Cookies?
but it's not like we're gonna go and tell him.
Isn't this place 5 days away from
I
where
like
we're
it.
supposed to be traveling anyway?
Well, yes, but we don't know exactly how to get out of this place. We just need to get 5 days away, but did you figure out which path that was just by looking at it?
And to clarify, that was 5 days walking from this location?
Correct.
5 days walking. Yeah.
5 days walking.
Also, I mean, we also have to consider that there's these frost. God bless you. This hooded sorcerer or spellcaster, and these ice giants who are working with the dragons as well. Like, I think our best bet is to try to find Jericho and see if we can get some help for him. He's gonna know the area. And
Oh
the
yes, you
territory.
can at least tell us where his cabin is, right?
Yes, he is. He's on the northeast route, up through the mountains.
Do you have another piece of paper?
Sure, I have a book. So.
I mean, if you follow the trail, his cabin is on the trail.
Which one?
The northeast route, you said?
The northeast route.
Okay.
There's only one trail.
You have a map of this city by chance?
Not currently drawn out.
What does he have?
Oh yeah.
Would you be willing to, maybe mark where these other individuals live that are located, that are still alive, that we could potentially go and check on them?
Yeah.
Maybe provide them food, water as well, and also if you could also mark the traps that you know of, the locations of where, like those things would have been.
I know one. As I said, I haven't gone out in a month, and I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but I mean, any extra information would help us, so we would, at least know that that's coming up.
So you see him as he kind of goes behind
That's right, dangerous.
the small bar. He pulls out like a scroll map, and you at this point you know that okay. So like if this is the city, and you're looking at it from a top down point of view, you have one route that goes north west. You have one route that goes northeast, and then you have one route that goes south that you would assume kind of goes past back into.
And Jericho would be northeast.
Yeah, he's northeast. and you know, so he is. If you're looking at the map, face down, he's here. 2 buildings down is the girl and her mom. Across is where the guy that he doesn't really know of. And then from where the guy lives, about another 2 this way, 2 buildings, is when all 3 of the other guys live.
Okay. Those are all soldiers. Would that be a barracks or just a house?
Are you asking him?
Yes, I'll ask him. Sure. He said they were soldiers. So would the 3 that live in this house, would this be a barracks per se?
It's a house.
It's just a house that they happen to live in.
The barracks was destroyed.
Of course it was. Where's the barracks? Can you map that on here also?
So he points over to where the guy was living.
Just to,
Remember, he
just
said
to
that he
throw
lived in
something
a
out there.
crumbled building, and that's where he points. He says this crumbled building where the guy was is.
Okay. The guy he doesn't know
My
about.
shape water allows me to unfreeze anything path that we're going, so I can unfreeze anything to see just the ground under the ice as well.
Well, it's not
So
ice that
is
we're walking on, right?
What is the spell that you have?
shape water.
But it has to be like a cubic thing, right?
Now, I can make it any shape or anything I want, and I can change it from ice to water, water to ice, and the change lasts for an hour or until
Shape
I
water.
dismiss it.
Where do I not see this spell? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's it's an area of water for within 5 cube feet, within 5 foot cube.
That fits in a 5 foot cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can move ice.
Yeah. Okay, that works. I was curious on that.
I was using it so that I could melt the ice, make us see the ground to see if there's any traps in front of us as we walk.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Because I figured that would be something we could probably use to our advantage. And I can cast it up to 2 times as long as I dismiss it, so I can have 2 active at a time.
Johnson, is there anything else at all that you can think of that could aid us in taking care of this dragon? Any characteristics about the dragon that we should know about?
He knows every little thing. He knows every mountain. He knows every piece of coin that he's collected and where he's got it. He knows every single secret trap, every single little tunnel system.
So he's the elephant of dragons. Gotcha.
There's also the Frost Giant clan. When they every some odd years or whatever, one will challenge the dragon to show superiority. I don't think one's made it yet.
Is that a single challenge? Like a specific individual is only allowed to challenge? Like our band would not be able to challenge.
Correct. And it's only between the Frost Giant. I mean, everything else, I've seen the dragon just crush, kill. There was another dragon that came, that resided in this area, and it's become a lawn ornament.
What type of what color was the dragon?
Maybe we can get the personal one.
I don't want to give you wrong information. I want to say it's a silver dragon, but let me just double check. It is a. Come on. Here we go. Oh shoot! No, I can't find it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm pretty sure it's silver, but I want to make sure that I.
Silver would make sense.
Well, it's the same dragon that makes its lair within the same.
Is this the long ornament dragon? So is it
That's
actually a long ornament? Like it no longer?
It's frozen.
Oh, it's frozen. Why don't we collect that one?
I said that.
Yep, silver dragon. Yep.
Yeah.
Because they have the same territories as white.
Where is
Are you
this?
sure? Are you sure it's not supposed to be a white dragon?
No,
No, it's a white dragon, but there's a frozen silver dragon that he's saying is on its lair,
Oh.
Okay.
like frozen, like as a show of power.
Do you know when this white dragon happens to leave its lair? No. When do you most commonly see it? Like, since it's been around that you can remember, when does it often show itself? Is it like during the night, during the day?
It's come at any hours it
And
wants.
so it could be at any moment in time.
Just mind the blizzard, or storm, spot, change in temperature.
Is that a signal that it's around?
So that's kind of the only moment we'll have to know that it's coming near us. Is there anything we can do or wear to keep its scent, like our scent, away from it?
I wouldn't know.
Do you happen to know where the frost giants live?
They live 3 days east.
So in the direction of
Yeah,
where?
in the direction of the dragon.
Do you know how far out their scouts will be?
As far as this place.
As far as this place, so they're
Every now and then
scattered.
we have frost giants come in and check the buildings and
Okay.
What do they do when they check the buildings?
see if there's anybody.
And do you guys just hide?
Yes.
Does this individual on the wanted poster come with them? Does he lead them?
No.
No, he's just a common individual,
Yeah.
like a common frost giant that you know of. Would you say that he's? I mean, you know his name, so, or at least the poster has his name on it. So, is he a boastful frost giant? Like a little bit arrogant at the fact that, like, has he shouted his name around to make it known that, you know, who he is to all of you?
No. We've just heard the frost giants talk about him. And talk about how he kidnapped and killed and
But none of you have ever actually seen him.
I wouldn't try to go see him at all either.
But I mean, since none of you have actually seen an entity to the name, it's potential these frost giants are just making this up.
I don't know.
What if we
But
found?
I know that wanted poster has been there for more than 3 months.
I'm going to write down on the journal that Baltimore gave me. I'm gonna write down, should I show him my symbol that I have of the Giants Union that my family has, to see if this is of the same clan, or should I keep that to myself?
So while she's doing that, I'm gonna ask, what if we could help you find some of these traps so that you could?
Because like, what if we recognize that
to the other
this
people
is-
within town.
I don't think it would be, but what if it is?
If you could bring people here.
Well, we bring
It's just
people.
for
Oh, that's a good idea. Well,
But you don't know what
you don't want to leave, do you? Is that what?
I'm not leaving.
What I have.
But what if they're unwilling to leave as well?
Then that's their problem.
But what would they gain from leaving their place to being here?
You're the first people I've seen in months.
The giant clan.
you don't know.
I would like to see some other people.
Do you happen to know the symbol by chance for this frost giant clan?
No.
Solves that.
I think we might be able to find some of these traps and bring some of his people to him. If we were to do so, would you give us more information about said dragon and how to find him?
Persuade check.
Natural 20.
Bomb.
Very well. If you can bring them here, I would like to have some fellowship.
I hold my hand out to shake on it.
I mean, we should definitely start with Sarah.
And the child.
Yeah, the child and the woman.
I agree.
Merida.
Um,
Alright, so that's 2 buildings down.
Yeah.
Probably any time we open and close these doors is obviously a risk because we don't know when the giants or the dragons are around.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't see it there.
I actually couldn't even see the fist.
Yeah. All right. Well, would you be willing to reopen the door so we can?
Oh,
Yeah.
when does the sun actually rise here?
Have you ever seen the sun?
Not in its full form. It's always cloudy here.
On the mountains. Makes sense.
No, it's because of the dragon.
I don't know.
No, it's the dragon. It's definitely using some type of magic to.
Keep coverage.
Yes.
So
I mean, because there are only 2 houses down, so we might as well go.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright,
Although
so
I will be honest, and I'll say this out loud, I find it odd for an individual to stay in a place that is crumbled. The man that's like right across the street or something.
well, he's only all across the city.
Okay, yeah, across the city. Like he's staying in a
crumbled building.
yeah. Like I just find that odd.
Maybe he thinks that since it looks like it's destroyed, they won't check it again.
I mean, yeah, that's possible. But if you said that's the barracks that he's residing in,
Yeah, it was the barracks.
yeah, it was the barracks.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely like to check that place out. Not immediately, but like last stop before heading out to go find Jericho.
Okay.
Works for me.
Because I could use some blade
Okay.
and a shield and a sword.
Yeah.
And
Or a hammer.
Armor and weapons.
We'll play those.
Well, maybe.
I already said so. Okay. Yep. You were done.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Are we? Did he open the door yet?
I mean, he's waiting on you guys at that point.
Are we ready?
I'm gonna eat real quick. Take a drink.
Alright, so he goes and he starts like unlatching.
Okay.
And then you see
any
it.
way to preserve the food that I just made? No. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, it's cold as balls outside, so it's
It dissipates after, because it's a spell. I'm pretty sure. Because there's a duration to it, doesn't it? Or no?
24 hours. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we've been here for a half hour. Maybe an hour.
Oh yeah, he's fine. Yeah, the food will be there, and it won't like go old or moldy or anything.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. So he goes and you see him. He opens the door. He's like, "You're good."
So I take the lead and I say, "Point me in the direction of the house."
We said it was 2 doors down.
So yeah, we could be
I mean, we have a map that marks everything.
All right.
perfect. So I
Right.
Oh,
He did give
and
me
he
the map.
maps out one trap. And it's in front of the barracks.
Of course.
So being in front and heading in the direction of that house that I just pointed to, what's the distance
2 houses down.
in feet? Jesus Christ!
Oh, we all walking out now. I need to start paying attention. Okay. All right. So
Distance in feet. Next house.
You're looking at like 400 feet.
400.
Crap!
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, buildings are pretty,
Yeah. No.
and they're
that's-
in the wall,
nope,
in the
that's-
mountains.
That's all right. So I'm gonna
All right.
cast find traps. 120 feet in the direct path.
Sure.
nice.
Find traps.
Freaking have
Okay, that
fun.
was a did not count on that. What's that say? What's that?
Yes.
Find traps here.
It
Let's
says
see.
you
Yeah.
sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of this spell includes
Baller.
anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, a glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling,
natural
or a
stuff.
hidden sinkhole. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ooh, so like
And
if
this
they
spell
like set things
merely
up
reveals
natural
that
too.
a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you set.
Got it. Cool. All right. So
So hey, I know this trap is here, but I don't know.
well, you know,
Like, I
it's in this
that-
area.
in that direction, but I don't know what it is.
And what's the range on it?
So it's 120 feet.
So 120 feet. So you.
Does he give me
Yeah,
a width
trap
of like how wide?
That's fine.
Okay.
So you do know that there is a trap about 100 feet out or so, give or take 10 or 20 feet. And you know that this the form of trap is a spiked trap hole.
Does it like? Do I see how wide it is?
You don't know the actual location. You just know that it's in front of you, about 120 feet out, or 100-ish.
100-ish.
So it'd be like 80 to 120 feet out. It's somewhere in there.
80 to 120 feet out.
Can we
Okay.
just like
So I alert them to that. I say about 80 to 120 feet.
As they start to do all that, I'm like standing at the front, like shivering. I'm like, do you
Oh yeah, it
guys,
gets cold now. Yeah.
do you guys need me?
Well,
I don't want to.
I mean, you're not like freezing now. We still have the fur coats on. He said that we feel cold, but we're not.
But I'm also the one person in the party who wears nothing but a loincloth. So I don't actually
Okay, so
have
you're doing this yourself. Okay.
Yeah, like this is just like
The wind likes creeping up.
Yeah, like-
into his nuts. Yeah.
So
I'm going based off the fact that I'm literally pretty
sure.
much butt naked.
Well, you have
other
danger
than
sense,
the
so
first.
so he tells you where it is, so you know that there's a trap there.
Correct.
Yeah, like I can
Okay.
like visually see it.
So
I
you-
just
you
don't
could-
feel like
you
walking
could-
out.
Well,
Do you
maybe-
need me to do it? I'll do it. But like if
Yep.
not, I'm gonna chill right here.
Yes. Well, nope. That's gonna be the plan. He finds the trap, and then
What do you want me to do?
I want you to scout out the perimeter.
He knows
of
the area of where the trap is and what the trap is,
Yeah.
or the nature of it.
Okay.
So you can find it easier than we can
Correct.
Correct.
with your danger sense.
So as
Alright.
we get closer, you point out the perimeter and what areas we need to avoid, so that we can get to the house. Is it clear?
And you
Okay.
told us that it's a sinkhole that has spikes at the bottom.
Correct.
Okay, so I will take the little 25-foot rope that I have,
Oh.
and
I will say that danger sense just gives him the ability to get out of the trap easier.
yeah, he has advantage on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't help him find it.
No, but he's got advantage on figuring it out.
Like he has advantage on. It says you have the uncanny sense that things are as they should be, giving you the edge to dodge away from the danger. So you have advantage on dexterity saving throws against the effects that you can see, such as a trap or spells. And to gain this benefit, you can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. For the sake of how it's going, I'll say that you can. You know it's there, so you'll still get the advantage, but you won't it's not going to give you an advantage on trying to find it.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
not
or
trying to
disarming
find
it.
it. We're trying to.
Or disarming
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Yeah. Correct.
I mean, it's the
So
same.
we're trying to get around it.
sure.
Yeah.
But if you can lead the way on this, I'll tie a rope around you, since I have 25 foot of rope, so I'll tie the rope around your waist.
just in case.
Yeah, so because we already know the nature of what it is, you already have advantage on it, and I can pull you back.
I can stay within 10 feet of him because I have the aura of protection. So if it comes down to it and he like falls or something, we have the rope and he has to roll and he gets.
So we'll
I
stay
can
within
add
10
10.
feet.
This
of
is
him.
up to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and I will have the rope. We'll stay within 10 feet of him.
Okay.
So
You go forward.
Rahun, Baltimore,
We
Emerald.
have a magic
No.
user that has fireball.
Rahun,
Okay.
We can throw this out.
Atreya, and
Maybe.
Do it!
Baltimore.
Maybe
Melt all this snow.
you and Cass can keep an eye on the
We have to-
sky.
Yeah. Do we really want to alert the potential dragon to a fireball right now?
No.
Well, I could also, remove all the water in our path, too.
So if there's ice covering this hole that has the spikes, that could be helpful as well.
Which means I can move all the water, find out where all the holes are, and I can. It says I can
What
change
if
the
these
shape.
traps though have a magic aura that if they're set off, then the frost giants come? So maybe let's try to avoid them, not disturb them, not open them up, not
Correct.
melt water.
That's a good idea.
Sure. That's okay.
Let's just get to the house.
Sure.
So order.
So
Are
Rahun,
you okay with what I said?
I just want this to be over so we can be warm again.
The order.
Okay, so Rahun, Trey and Baltimore, side by side, and then you and him.
Okay.
And then I guess
and
Cass and Corvus.
Cass and Corvus, keep an eye on the sky, please.
Actually, yeah, that's a great idea. And she just she's like, tell me if anybody's coming, bud. And she let loose, and you see Corvus as he flies up, and now he's like doing like a massive circle around the city.
That's cool. Yeah. Alert the dragon over here. Yeah, of course.
You just see it just. No, I'm joking.
Falls right into the.
Okay, so we go.
I said
80
keep an
feet
eye on
out.
the
Corvus
sky,
died
okay?
again.
We go about 70 to 75 feet out
Okay,
in the direction of said trap.
cool.
And we were about 10 feet behind you.
Correct.
With a
Okay.
rope tied to your waist.
So now knowing where the trap could potentially be,
Can we?
and I'm saying this to the group, I suggest we either go left or right to go around said trap.
If we go left, are we going into the wall?
No, if you go right, you're going into the wall.
Right, we're going to go into the wall.
Yeah, because you went out, turn right, and then the right is the building.
So why don't we go to the right? Because if anything, we're walking up against, the wall of this. Is it a cliff that we're in right now?
It's like a wall of ice.
It's like a wall of
Okay.
ice, like different buildings and whatnot.
Okay.
We don't know if it's connected to said wall.
Yeah.
No, but we would know that to tell other people, don't walk along the side of the wall.
Sure.
I'm gonna cast detect magic as well.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Okay. So I guess we start walking then.
You just
Slowly.
walk.
I don't know exactly like what. I know where that one trap is that he pointed out to me. Awesome. I start looking around, I guess, for other traps.
Make a
For, like-
investigation check.
To look.
And for you do see a couple of distinct
13.
wards kind of throughout like the middle of the area, like the billboard area.
Are you looking for other traps or this trap?
He's just looking for traps in general, I think he said.
Well, yeah, because I mean, once he points it out, it's like
Well,
we
he
all know it's there, so we're all gonna obviously go around it.
Well,
You
we
don't
don't-
know exactly where it's
Yeah.
at.
We don't know exactly. We know it's somewhere within a 40-foot.
Alright.
Like you know it's in that area.
So then, yeah, I guess investigate for tracks.
What'd you get?
A 13.
Okay, so you don't see it.
Would he get
Well-
advantage because we know like the area that it's in?
No, it's only against
Sure. I'll say that. Yeah, that's fine.
14.
No.
Damn it.
So.
All right. So
So I walk forward then.
How many of those traps did you see, or those rooms did you see I seen?
You saw 3 toward the middle.
can
Alright,
we just
I'm going to-
walk around that whole perimeter that you see?
So you're gonna go away from the group.
No, I'm going to press digitation to mark those, and then I'm going to say to the group, when we leave, these are going to be here. These are rooms that I've marked.
Yeah. So you see
Don't
he
go
puts
near
like
them.
3 little stones in an area.
Okay. Don't go near them. You said.
Yeah, those, they look like they are what you were talking about. They could signal saying that there's somebody here. I don't know. That's just a guess.
And we see this is by the billboard area, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think
we've
we
already
stepped
gone over that.
there? You
We've
think
already done that.
It doesn't look like you guys stepped on it. That's the clarification that I'll make.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't look like you've triggered it.
The trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the 3 things that he's found.
All right. So how far can detect magic
30
extend?
feet.
But it
Okay.
lasts for a minute, so as we're walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as he's walking, he's seeing these, and
Okay.
he's like, oh.
Well,
Okay,
do I
yeah.
activate this first trap?
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw.
I have advantage because of danger stance.
And you
And
add
10. Add 10. No.
Cool.
Yeah.
So is it 10?
Is it? I think it's 8.
I thought it was 5.
It's 5. I don't know what I'm saying. That's why I'm gonna look it up.
I'm so.
I don't know. Hold on. I did.
Well, I mean, you had your stuff plus others. Should get a healthy.
plus 5. Sorry.
Plus 5.
22.
22. So you kind of come and you're like I'm still don't see it as the snow gives way as you're like Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Make a strength check with advantage. One of you, or
Well,
either both of you can make
do
one
I actually-
roll, or one person can make two.
Do I actually
advantage
fall
roll.
though?
I'll make both.
What was
Okay.
that?
Do I
have
actually
higher
fall though?
strength.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you start to go down, and you catch yourself, and you're just like you know you're not about to drop down. What'd you
All
get?
right, I'm fine. I'm good.
Go ahead.
Oh,
And
I'm
he pulled.
fine.
He pulled.
I innately
It was-
see
Ah!
Yeah, that's
I-
exactly what's gonna happen.
I rolled a 19 and a natural 20.
Cool.
God damn it!
So you're like go to like you're like, oh, I'm cool. As you just like get pulled back from this rope.
I get up, I clean myself off from the stove. Did I say pull? Did I say pull?
saw it. All I saw was it came
Did I
down.
say pull?
You're
You know what?
welcome.
I fucking tossed off the rope. Fuck it then. Whatever.
As you see a 15
I get
foot
back
by
up.
15 foot just give, and you just see a whole bunch of like spikes and metal pieces underneath. But you do see what looks to be like a 5 foot little area along the wall that you can go, or you could try and go around.
Let's try the wall.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I look into the hole. Does it look like there's bodies down there or anything? Okay.
While they go
It looks like an
around
older made hole though.
the wall, I'm gonna go the other direction.
You're gonna go around.
I'll go around and see what else is on the other side. See if I can't clear out some more.
So I guess I follow him because I'm holding the rope.
Okay.
I thought you said you looked up.
Hey
I said
Bob,
I picked it back
can
up.
you
Okay.
see if there's
Well,
any
then never mind.
magical
For
aura?
brevity of time, you can go around the hole. It's okay.
Can you check to see if there's any aura of magic around this hole that we've opened up?
He's been doing that. I would have specified.
Okay, great. All right.
So we get around
Next.
the trap, yes?
So I'm following
Yeah,
them.
you get around the trap.
Great. Next spot, the house.
Yeah,
you guys
it's the house. You're good.
Oh, we're there?
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's only
lit.
it was 100 feet out. It was yeah. It was 100
You said
feet.
400 feet.
And then no, it was 100. Sorry, you can look up to 120 feet. I'm sorry. Right.
Yes.
So the next couple hundreds, there's no traps along the wall.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So he's
Oh,
That's what I was trying to.
perfect.
yeah.
Great.
Sorry.
Thank
So
you.
we get to the house.
Yeah.
Knock on the door.
Say no.
I push you aside and I move a tray in front.
Yeah, I was actually.
Sure. I knock on the door and step out of the way so she can get in front.
So after some time, you hear.
Sarah.
Sarah.
We are sent from. What the hell is his name?
Atlas.
Atlas.
No, the old man. The old man.
Johnson.
Johnson sent us.
We're here to provide you with some food and water and make sure you're okay.
We're escorting him back to
Yes.
Johnson's.
Don't worry, there's no dark spot in the sky. We found some traps. We can safely get you back to Johnson.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm making a persuasion check too, then. Natural 20.
No, 19.
Cool. So after a while, you hear the door just open, and you see a human girl. She looks to be maybe 10.
So like I crouch down.
Are you
Yeah,
alone,
she's very
dear?
smart. Her eyes are red, like she's been crying.
For years.
Mm.
Evidently.
For years.
Okay.
And she's just, did Jericho send you?
No, Johnson did.
May we come in?
Are you bad people?
Jericho sent us. Yes, Jericho sent us.
We're not
No.
we're not bad people, sweetie. We're here to help you, okay?
You all get this horrible smell.
So me being a cleric, would I know that is a smell of a decaying corpse?
Somebody's dead.
Who was with you, darling?
In Elvish,
My mom?
That's a decaying corpse smell.
What?
She's still sleeping. She won't wake up.
Oh, sweetie.
Not Dwarfish yet.
I know Dorvish.
May we try to wake her?
And Dorvish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you
I
wake
can
her up?
smell.
That'd be cool.
Can we come in?
So she opens the door, and this place is like in shams, like in crumbles. Like you can see a whole bunch of girl toys all over the floor.
How
You
old
could-
does a child look, sorry?
10.
10. Okay.
You do see like food that's been like completely molded, like all over the counters. And she just kind of runs back to one of the rooms in the back.
I
when
stay
we-
outside.
when-
I'm not going to deal with that smell.
When we start to go in, I tell Cass she might want to call Corvus to come down in while we're inside.
Sure. So you see as Corvus kind of comes down and they walk inside and she's like, oh my god. As you guys get back to the room,
Yeah, I walk back.
you do see that there seems to be a single candle. You notice that in here it's actually freezing as well. There seems to be no form of heat. And in the back corner, or as you walk into the room, you see as there's a single candle. You see like a hairbrush. You see a variety of maintenance items. And on the bed, you see what is a woman, black hair, definitely seems to be like maybe in her 40s. And you definitely, for those that are proficient in medicine, she's been dead for a while. And the body's starting to decay. But as for the child, she's not really comprehending as she goes over to Mom and she's like, Mom, people are here to see you. And she just she's like, you can wake her up, right? You said you could wake her up?
I said we would try to wake her, dear.
Just wake her up.
I wait by the front door and keep it open and cracked so I can continuously poke my head out and get fresh air.
So I go up to the little girl and I crouch down and say, your name's Sarah, right?
Yeah, my name's Sarah. And she takes the brush off and she just starts like brushing her hair and she's just like,
Sarah, I'm sorry to tell you this, sweetie, but your mom's not going to be waking up.
No, she said she would wake up. She just said she was going to sleep. She just needed to rest.
Well, how long, per se? Can I make a medicine check?
It's been a while. Like,
what's a while?
Like more than a week.
More than a week. Yeah, so more than 10 days.
Right at 10 days? 10 days is 1 week.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Back then, yeah.
Can I make a medicine check to...
Go for it.
Do I have advantage at all?
Can't use it though. I've already used mine.
Every time I stick my head out to get fresh air, I look up into the skies to look for the dark marks.
What was that?
Every time I stick my head out to get fresh air, I will look into the sky.
Seems fine.
That's 23 for medicine.
You would say that, or I would say that it's probably right at day 10.
So like the end of today. So tomorrow would be day 11.
Correct.
But it's still morning.
Correct.
Just grab the child and let's go.
How many?
Sleep for 8 hours.
No, I'm not leaving without Mom.
Today
She's dead.
How long do I need to get?
Rahim,
How many hours?
Stop.
8 hours.
I have to be 8 again. 6.
And where are we going? I was told we can't leave. The dragon will come.
Sarah,
No, it's
we're here
it's 6
to
plus
we're here to
2
protect
hours.
you, okay?
Nothing strenuous.
We are here to take you and your mom to a safer building. But we think your mom might be
Doesn't
sick,
expand the spell
okay?
slot.
So we're just looking to see if we can help her get better.
She's just gotta wake up. As you see, she starts to like cry a little bit. She's like,
So if she lets me, I'll try to go to like kind of.
yeah, she'll embrace you.
So-
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
I go to hold
Yeah.
her.
So I'm talking with Baltimore at this time while she's embracing.
And we are off to the side right now,
Yes.
Sure.
and most likely speaking in Elvish to
Yes.
not alert the child.
Okay.
So I'm talking with them and I'm like, okay, there's potential that I could bring this woman back. Potential. But I would need to rest for the next 8 hours.
So
Aren't you an elf?
I'm a half elf.
Oh, okay.
now, I know that as a cleric, some of my spells can be performed in the nature of a ritual, not expending a spell slot, but it takes like an hour. It's like an hour ritual versus. Is it the same pretenses for a druid?
Is it a ritual?
Well, it doesn't. It says instantaneous, but I have spells that also say instantaneous, but that I can use as a ritual.
It would have to specify for him that he can actually use the ritual.
So in here, it has to say that you
Like
can
he
use,
can actually do it as a ritual because that's actually a feat. Is that because you'd actually have to? He'd still have to have it. What's the word? Prepared.
You can cast a druid spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag, and you have the spell prepared.
Yep.
So you'd have to rest. Is that right? Okay.
It's worth a shot, but we're losing time for this woman.
I mean, it would be our. That's what I want to go.
It would what?
That would be like our like. We could do this, but you would have to out now.
Well, tell me.
We can't save everybody every time.
Atreya, I call you over. I explain that we might be able to bring her back. This is all still in Elvish.
Cass responds, I would want to bring her back.
Well, the issue is Emerald has to rest for 8 hours to bring her back, and we're also going to need 1,000 gold.
Oh,
Or
you know the money situation. Do you have the money for it?
oils and
No, because remember we're paying.
No, we
People.
no, we didn't use all of it. We actually we only spent $2,000.
Now keep in mind this: the resurrection ritual will still take place.
it's reincarnated.
But as per like,
Well, it says one of the components is 1,000 gold.
But I'm saying like it's still a spell, but you guys will each have a chance to help in her DC. I'm rolling it just like I would for you guys.
Yeah, okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Clarifying. All right, got it. Yeah, I mean we can do this.
Give me the word, I'll do it.
Well, all right. We should probably then rest here. If
Group decision, though. I mean, I would say yes, but I mean, it's not just my money.
Why? We still have other people to go see and try and get back to.
Our main goal is to get to that dragon. We promised this gentleman if we brought people back that we could get more information on how to go.
Yeah, I understand. We still have daylight. We still have time to go. We can come back. If we're gonna have to wait
today is the last day that we can bring her back.
We have no other chance but now.
If like tomorrow, our chance will be missed.
If you want to attempt other people, you can. But I think as a group, we're leaning more towards helping.
I'm not going to waste the time to just sit here and wait for you to rest 8 hours. During that time of you resting 8 hours, I would rather go and try and get these other people all rounded up at the tavern as well.
Absolutely.
But we need Emerald to help detect
because
the
the
traps.
door is still open. You begin to hear the sound of like bits of hail.
Ooh.
Awesome.
All right, so.
Well, I mean, if you and Bob want to go and find other people, sure. I think that we're gonna stay here and try to bring her back.
I think that we should stay together as a group. I think we're stronger together.
I agree, but I'm not gonna stop.
Rohan, I understand what
I
you're
could
saying.
even if
I
I
think
wanted to.
we could be saving more people, but
I have no armor.
this is the only opportunity to save this woman's life.
Yeah, but I will contribute nothing. I will be sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I can go do something by actually go finding these other people.
That's
I understand that, but with the help of Emerald, we can actually anticipate where these traps might be. If you go out now, you could be walking blindly and, counting alerts to the frost giant as well.
What was that?
We won't be walking if it's just you and me.
What are we going to be doing then?
We would be flying from building to building.
Perfect. I look back at Atreya.
Well, I don't know where all the wards and the alarms are,
Can I
so I
pull
couldn't
out
say
my book,
if that would
and
work
I
or
take,
not.
The map that Johnson gave me, and I start trying to transcribe.
Yeah, you do like a brief.
Yeah, like basically where the one trap is that he marked, and then the 2 locations of where the people are. So I do the best that I can quickly or whatever. I hand the map over to Rahu and I say, this is a transcribed version of what Johnson gave me. This is, where the soldiers are, supposedly. This is where the one individual on the other side of the place is. This is the trap that's right outside of it. If you happen to actually go to the barracks, though,
I would
if you
start
could
out to
possibly find, like, plate mail, like shield and sword, maybe, or a hammer, or just anything.
You got it.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I would have started to rest while they did that.
Yeah.
All right. Sorcerer, we doing this?
Fly on you and I.
Cool.
All right, be careful, please.
I would probably say that while they're doing this, sorry, just for the brevity purposes, he's resting fully. If you take...
I'm taking care of the child. But what?
Well, we're still going to rest. It's going to be 8
Okay.
hours, so we all might as well rest. But if you go first, like, deal with the child, and then you rest, I'll do the second.
Okay.
And then Cass can do the last 4 because she only needs 4 hours of rest.
Okay. That sounds good.
So you guys are just staying with her, resting.
To then Cass.
So to kind of go over with you guys, you kind of hear as she's just kind of talking, and she just kind of gets to know each of you, and she doesn't know much information. Like, you guys could ask questions about the dragon, but she has no idea. She knows it's a big bad dragon, and Mama said never go out. So just to help with any questions that you may have, she doesn't know.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys all rest. For you two, you guys fly across. Yeah. There is hail, so I want everybody, for you two, just to make a Constitution check or a saving throw. Do a saving throw.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say.
24.
17.
So you guys are both fine as like little pelts are hitting you guys. So you get over to the first building. I mean, you guys are flying, so I mean, there's no traps in the air, so you guys are solid.
Well, as we're flying, I'll make an investigation check to see if I can see any general, just like.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
We gotta do this fast too.
15.
The flight's only last 10 minutes. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
No, yeah, we'll have
15. You don't see any. Based on what you know, they might be underneath the actual like snow.
Okay.
So you.
All right. So first building, knock on it. Hello.
You don't? What?
Hello.
Do we hear anything?
Who's there?
Travelers who are here to fight the dragon.
So you hear a bunch of bolts open up again, as the door opens up, and you don't see anybody inside.
Whoever's there, I'm not going to come inside. We don't have much time, but we're trying to gather everybody who's still alive over at the John's Inn to discuss things and figure out information and to help feed you guys. We have food, we have water, we have all these things to help.
Do you know where the trap's at?
We know a couple, not all of them. Do you know?
Then we ain't leaving.
I have this map that has some of them. Do you have some of the rest of the traps? Do you know any other ones?
I would have marked where a trap was. The
Yeah.
one that we hit.
Yeah, yeah.
I showed to.
Oh, we haven't left this. Nope.
I look
You
around.
still don't see anybody in there.
That's great. You're in. Cool. I can't see you, so I don't know who I'm talking to. But like, we know where some of them are, and I can fly.
I
And
will
as
say this
levitate a
though:
little bit.
you see a coffin in the very in the back.
This isn't nothing I want to be a part of.
All right, sounds good. If you're not gonna leave, then bye.
Bye.
Next,
They shut the door.
next building.
That would be the broken building.
The where the guy is. I don't care.
All right, so you guys. So I mean, it's crumbled. So where are you going in? Because there's no door.
I'll just hover above it. I'll fly above it and I'll look down onto it.
Are you using the restroom?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go there too.
So as you look down, like down through the cracks and whatnot, you definitely see is like the whole store is completely in rubble. Any armor or anything that would be there, like there is like scraps armor, but it's not even worth
Like
wearing at that point because they've been completely just weathered. It's not even useful. Make a perception check.
17.
17. That's all you see as the fly spell will start to dissipate as you guys slowly decline onto the rubble of the top. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and just take a small break so that way if anybody needs to use the restroom, get more coffee, we can do that. Cigarettes. All right, we'll be right back. You guys enjoy the halftime show. Hello,
Just
and
depends on how our
welcome
game's
back.
going.
So, kind of recap. You all are in Kolonor, the city of ice. As you guys have found out that this dragon has been kind of rampaging it on some deal that was made past in the past of the ancestry of this town. However, you've come to find out some information on some people that have been kind of scattered throughout the city, as there's traps that seem to be in the city itself. The group has split up. Some of you resting inside of a house with a daughter by the name of Sarah, and the mom by Merida. And in the attempt of bringing her back to life. For the Bob and Rahum, you guys went to the barracks, as everything seems to be completely in rubble. And you guys are standing above it. What do you guys wish to do?
If I'm still coming down from the fly spell, whatever I have left, I want to get to the next building.
You wouldn't be able to, because the barracks is huge.
Okay. Then I'll just make another quick investigation around the town or whatever to see what's next or where to go next.
Okay, make an investigation check. 4. Yeah. You see buildings. You're like,
Nice.
maybe.
Nice.
So, is there anything you want to do? You want to try and investigate this area, or?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'll try to look for the trap in front of this barracks.
Sure. Look for the trap.
You get homework done?
14.
You don't find it.
DC on
Can
this time.
Bob, can you make us fly again?
Well, you make one of us fly.
Almost, you guys are screwed.
No, we can get back, and I can always give them fly, and I can dimension door back.
You guys are about to get attacked.
You both hear some rubble shift.
I look over in that direction.
It's down. Like beneath the rubble.
Ooh, there's tunnels under there.
Yes.
Sorry.
I investigate where it's coming from.
Wait. I'm gonna detect magic, see if I can see anything funky going on in this building.
You see, make an investigation check with the detect magic on.
You stepped on sensors.
Well, I think we're like right in front of the barracks, right? Like we're right in front of the front door or something, or where the door would be.
Thank you.
I said you guys came down on the rubble, so
Okay.
I'd say that you guys were looking out the front, or looking out like below in the
Well,
front.
I investigate the role
Yeah.
myself.
So with the natural 20, you guys, or you see, your eye catches something glowing, like in the little cracks, like through the cracks, and you see it on the other side, and you see it moving around.
Let me do message to it to see if it's got any intelligence. I'm gonna say, hey, who are you?
I'm not seeing anything, Bob.
Give me a second, Rahu. There is something on the other side of this rubble that's glowing magically. I'm trying to see if it has an intelligence enough to speak. If not, we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Alright.
What do you want?
We're here to help. Are you okay where you're at, or are you a member of the town, or are you something else?
Go away. Leave me.
Are you sure? Because we have been tasked to kill what's plaguing this town.
You don't get a response.
Who are you talking to?
It's a message.
Well, you don't hear any of
You
it.
see him like intently looking at the stone.
What are you doing? Do you need me to clear this rubble or something?
No. As of right now, there's something behind that rubble that we probably don't want to deal with by ourselves.
right.
So, I'm going to try one more time. Do you mean us ill will?
I get my enlarging axe ready just in case.
No.
Because we have food and supplies with the innkeeper.
The inn will fall,
I start to look around.
but so will the dragon.
Well, this is eerie. Whatever's behind that rubble, it is intelligent. It said the inn will fall, but so will the dragon. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you want to go back? Do you want to investigate this more? But it's a little. I say it loud enough that he can hear me talking. By the way.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm not the decision maker here. I don't make decisions. It's not my forte.
I'm gonna send him a message one more time. I'm gonna be like, this is your last chance. We're about to leave. If you want to come with us, we have food, and we are going to rid this town of this plague. You are more than welcome to come with us, but you have to show us a little bit of trust so that we can help you.
I don't deserve food.
What'd you do?
You don't hear a response.
I start checking like the top ridge of these mountain peaks to see if there's anything.
All right, I'm going to. I'll use my last third level, and I'll cast fly on Rahum one more time. And Rahum, I think you should probably go back to the inn. I'll meet you there.
Okay. I'm gonna use my boots of haste once, and with the fly and the boots of haste, what I would like to do really quick to all the last buildings that we didn't get to, I'm gonna fly by real quick, not stop, but fly by real quick, knock on the door, and say, "Food and water, John's Inn." And that's like all I get.
His name's Johnson, but
Johnson, whatever. Johnson.
Make a investigation check,
John's in.
or make a perception check. Make a perception check as you're flying by these doors. 12. You go by some of the buildings, and you know that some doors are like completely busted open. And like you look inside, you can see like some stuff inside, but you keep going. Do you happen to stop on any of them?
The only time I would stop would just be a quick, just like, again, the whole food, water.
I mean, as you go by, some of them are just like, you can tell, like, you knock and they're like, yeah, there's nobody here. And then there's some that are kind of busted open, and then there's some that, like, when you go to knock, the door just kind of swings open. And again, you see the same thing. You see a variety of stuff inside, and you just go by it.
Can I make just one more investigation check then, as these, like, the ones that have either busted open doors or the doors open up real quick? I'll make just a quick, like, scan of the rooms.
That's fine. 7? I mean, you just see like a bunch of stuff, like nothing.
Yeah, but
that
enough
really
to where it's
out.
like a lot of these people are either dead or not here.
Yeah.
Or like it's okay, cool. Then I'll use the rest of my flying speed and time that I have to get back to the Sarah's house, and I knock on the door there.
And he's just like, come in.
Cool.
So, what are you doing?
Dimension dooring back.
Oh, okay, that works. So you just, as you get there, you just like, you dimension door to the halfway point, like the billboard, and then you dimension door back to you do it twice?
Wait, how far away is this?
It's pretty big. Like, you're looking at 400 feet. Like, from end to end, you're looking at 800 feet.
Yeah, it'll take both then.
Alright, so you do it, and as you...
I'll take the one to them then.
Oh, okay, that works.
I'm only using one spell.
After a little bit of time, you hear the as like this white door opens up, and then you just see as Bob comes through, and then the door shuts.
I just fly and land right next to him. Hello. Open the door.
Well, you went back to Johnson's Inn.
No, I said I would go back to Sarah.
Oh, okay. So you come. Okay, so yeah, you guys all get back, and you guys are now there. Are you guys doing anything, or do we want to fast forward until he rests?
Well, no, I'm gonna update everybody. Well, across the way there is a house with something in it. What we couldn't tell was the door was open. There was somebody talking to us. We couldn't see anything. There was a coffin in the back. Now, it's eerie, so we offered them assistance. They said, no, go away, and we left. We went to the barracks. At first
No
sight,
armor
there
or
was
anything.
nothing there. And then I used Detect Magic, found something of great magical properties hiding, and I messaged it to see if it was intelligent enough to hold a conversation with. It was. I tried to get it to come back with us. I never seen what it was, but it told me an eerie message as in the inn will fall and so will the dragon. And when I offered him food, he said he did not deserve food. So we came back.
And now we're here.
Vampires, a masochist, and that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. How's the rotting woman?
Well, she's still rotting.
Yeah, I can smell it.
So,
So how long are you waiting?
how long has it been?
You're sleeping, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this would be Atreya that would be answering the door, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go into the door, let them all in.
So we'll
I'm
fast
listening.
forward 8 hours.
I'm listening to Bob and Rahum. You know.
Yeah, we'll fast forward 8 hours after we update them. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I get a full rest.
Yeah, we all get full rest now.
I mean, if everybody rests, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are all rested. You guys get your health points back. You get your spell slots back. You get that spell.
Doing it.
Doing it. All right. So Kath kind of pulls out the oils, and
Well,
she's like,
before I do it, I'm gonna ask the little girl to just
"Oh yeah.
not
sure.
watch.
Oh, not watch.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Are you gonna wake Mom up?
Yeah.
We're going to attempt to, dear.
Okay.
Do
So-
you need my help with this, or can I just stay with Sarah?
I think you.
Do you need help?
We need 3 people. For
If we
first
call
one.
for you.
Okay.
No,
You can use me.
yeah, I would rather her
Okay.
be there.
All right. Well.
Oh my gosh,
Just
guys,
like
I can't
Tony.
say anything.
Just like Tony.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, great time.
After that 8
remember.
hours, I'll during that time I'm gonna keep getting fresh air because of the smell.
Mm.
I'll keep making periodic investigation or perception to see if it seems like anybody's following us or anything.
Cass, you
like
stay with Sarah while we do this, okay, please?
Sure. Yeah. And she takes the girl. She's like, "Come here, honey." And she walks outside, and she sits outside. So you guys are all within the room with this decaying body.
Okay.
Reincarnate.
that.
Okay. So she pulls out oils. You guys start the ritual as the bed kind of lights up, and it has like this aura has like a dark green to it, almost as if it's infected. It's been roughed. And you can definitely tell that the tether that this mom has to life is very, very slim. So, whoever would like to make take part in this ritual, step forward, make it. We'll roll this out as you begin to see this aura develop into a magical circle around her.
Can I just for the sense of like mother and daughter connection, that's probably what I'm gonna like try to bring her back with. What are some features that Sarah shares with her mother? Like, do they have the similar hair color, similar eyes? Similar
Yeah. They
nose?
look very, very, very similar.
Okay. So,
Was this woman a human?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Merida, my name is Atreya. You don't know me, but I've come to know your daughter Sarah, and she looks just like you. She has the same beautiful dark hair. I found her help combing her own hair and your hair, probably with the same brush, probably the same thing you've done, day in and day out. And she probably gets her strength from you, and we're here to help bring you back so you can be here with your daughter and watch her grow old and help take care of her. We're here to rid this place of the dragon. So whatever strength you have left, use that to come back and be here for your daughter, Sarah.
Make a charisma check. What'd you get?
21.
You see as one part of this green circle start to become like a deep red, almost like not blood red, but like a red that would remind you of love.
Okay. So I put the cone that I was describing kind of like maybe in her hand or something.
Okay. Who's next?
So I speak to her and I say, Merida, you also do not know me. My name is Baltimore. I grew up not knowing my mother or my father, in isolation and having close to no true blood relative to associate with. I know the struggle that it would take, or that becomes of an individual, and that will grow up with such a young age, losing their family, losing their parental figures, and not having those figures needed when a time of them is needed, and how without the presence of that figure, how an individual can, how their heart can turn colder than the ice that may form this city. And I hold my holy symbol, and I'm like, but within figures that we may see, it can help to melt that ice that's in our heart. But I know it's much easier to do that when you have your parents present at your side, and your daughter is very beautiful, and she is going to need you in the future. And I ask that you come back for her sake. As I kind of like put the symbol of Marlesh in her hand.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
And you can add 5 because I'm around.
25. Nope. 26.
You see as the another part of this circle go purple.
So I say, hello, Merida. Imra speaking to you. Being someone who has just recently parted ways with their own mother, I can speak to the truth of the undeniable connection that a child has with a parent, specifically a mother. It is one that this world still has yet to comprehend in its entirety. It's important that this child, your child, Sarah, have the fullest potential of this relationship. This relationship is vital to the remainder of her time in this realm. Without your guidance, your love, your wisdom, the child is at a loss. I ask that if there is any part of you that still cares for your child or your connection to this earth, you draw strength in that, and you follow the voice of myself and Atreya and Baltimore. and with that, I will place one of my owlbear feathers, like right at her sternum, and then with my left hand I'll place it on over her heart, and then with my quarterstaff right in the center of her forehead, and just kind of like touch both of them at the same time.
Make a strength check.
Clear.
19.
Did you add?
Yeah, I did.
My
At what?
Well, yeah.
Is it a saving? Do you get to add my
No,
5?
it's not saving.
Okay.
You guys see as the ritual takes place, as it finishes with like a dark brown. As the colors mix together, it solidifies into one circle and it encloses on what seems to be the heart of this individual. A couple seconds go by as you begin to see her veins become, which were like stiff and blue, they go black, and it seems to be traveling throughout her body. As this kind of circulates through her body, you then see as it starts to make its way to her throat. As you see this black liquid come out.
I would immediately take off my my fur and place it on her.
Where's Sarah?
Sarah's safe. She's with another member of our party.
Save your energy, God.
Bob,
Remain with us.
She passes out.
could you light some more of these candles and maybe the fireplace?
It's a ritual effect.
You see as she passes back out, but you notice that she's sleeping, as you can see the chest rise and fall.
So she says that, and she like passes back out. Okay.
So I go to look for something that I can wipe that kind of black stuff away, and I go to try to brush her hair and kind of make her look a little bit more presentable, so when her daughter sees her again.
Can I make a medicine check on the black stuff?
Sure.
Are we
I'm gonna
all
collect
going to
some
get
of it.
infected? And I can't get sick, but diseases.
Well, and I'm gonna light all the candles in the house as well.
Okay. Yeah. So you light all the candles.
11. No, I didn't. Got it. So then I would just help him.
I'm collecting some of it in a vial.
Yeah,
Okay, so
and as I wipe it too, I'm curious to see if I would know if I've seen this before.
Sure.
Emerald, do you have any sage or anything in your herbalist kit?
I do.
15.
Just put it as a vial of dead disease.
Vial of dead disease.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. For what are you doing? I'm so sorry.
Medicine.
On what?
To see if I recognize any symptoms of someone coughing up black stuff and being sick.
Oh no.
Can I see some of that sage, Emerald? I just light the sage just to try to get rid of this rotten death smell out of the house. That's all.
Is there blankets in the room?
Yeah. She was on
Al,
the
that
wall.
hurts, by the
But
way.
is there more?
What was that?
I said, Al, that hurts. That sage, being half demon and whatnot. Just saying.
Oh, well, I guess we learn something new every day, huh? As I wave it closer to your face.
Is there more blankets?
Not that you see.
Okay.
You just see she has 2 or 3 blankets on her.
Okay. So I'm going to walk out of the room, and I'm going to immediately start searching the rest of the house to try to find more blankets because I'm freezing right now. I want that back.
Oh, I give you one of the fur,
I have
the
the
extra
extra
furs.
ones.
Oh yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right. So
I'm wearing 3.
So I'm gonna keep my furs. I know my fur fits me.
Sure.
We paid for it, and I'll use that.
Sure.
Keep it moving.
Wipe the black.
You gotta take off yours
Yeah.
Can I
No,
do
this is nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I do a medicine check to see what she was afflicted with? Like,
Sure.
being that I have like greater experience in medicine and stuff. 24.
I'll say.
Well,
What?
yeah, but
I'll say that you kind of like you assess the situation and you can tell that she herself is beyond malnutrition. Like you would take a guess, like if you had to guess that all the food that she got, she just gave straight to her daughter. So eventually it got to a point where she could no longer intake because she wouldn't hold it,
Yeah.
and eventually passed.
Okay.
So she died of hunger.
Yeah.
From what you would understand. And also, based on the 24, that vial, it would be all the decay. It's all the decay over time that had to be left her body due to your ritual.
Oh, wild. Okay. So what does that have any, like...
It's
So it's
just
a vial of
death.
decay.
You could
we
experiment
weren't
with
sure.
What?
You didn't see the green
it.
glow.
You could experiment with
I'll do some experimentation.
So, but it's there.
Make it into a poison.
So,
Oh yeah. I bet that is not safe to drink.
Not at all. Okay, well, we've got her right.
But is she like?
She's not good to move.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Is if she was okay to move. Well,
she's definitely still fragile. Definitely still hasn't eaten.
but hold on. But we're
Start
400
an
feet
IV
away
fluids.
from
You're
Johnson's,
I'm
right?
assuming this
Yep.
woman is at 1 health point. We drop her, she's gonna die again.
No, but he's got Dimension Door. He can instantly teleport her. So,
all of us?
no,
No.
just like 1 or 2. But we have to make sure that because I'm assuming that the thing he did was like a barrier, like no magic can enter in.
Probably.
So the spell actually says you can only teleport yourself, but for the nature of it,
Well,
I'll
no,
say
keep reading it, Ron. Keep reading it. It says that I can't pull one other thing as long as it's the same
you can also
size.
bring one willing creature. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that
So
works.
yes, I can
Well, she's
pull her
unconscious,
because
yeah.
I probably,
Yes.
if she's now
Terrible.
nutrition,
Terrible.
She's real.
she weighs like 80 pounds.
Terrible.
Probably carry her.
That's horrible. I'm laughing at your face, not your
terrible.
comment.
I'm going to cure wounds on her
Okay.
just to help revitalize her.
Yeah.
I
And,
would- yeah.
I will say that you would know that a lesser restoration, any restoration, like it would help.
Okay, so I'll lesser restoration
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I'll
And
use
then
lesser
I'll-
restoration as well.
Cool. And then I'll cure wounds also.
Okay.
Just to bring her hit points
Yeah.
back.
We're all just gonna lesser restoration, and then I guess I can do.
We're all just lesser restoration on her.
You definitely see as like her body takes a little bit more of form,
And I would have started like some type of like old-fashioned IV drip or like
colors.
hydrotherapy.
No, you didn't have IV. 10.
One.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm going to feed her 2 days worth of rations.
She's passed out right now, so you're gonna like manually,
Don't.
shove it down her throat.
No, don't do that, because now all that work would have been for nothing.
So, so you guys are all there,
Aspiration
and
So, I guess one of us can head back. So, by 400 feet, we could still see each other 400 feet away.
yeah.
Okay. So one person stands at the door, out here. Another one of us walks over to there, to Johnson's Inn. Tells Johnson to open it up and say, hey, we're going to teleport Merida here.
Now I will. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say that you guys know that the way is clear between you.
Yeah,
you
but
two.
it's all about not carrying.
Yeah, it's not about.
Here's an idea.
Yeah.
What if I just became a great brown bear and she rode on my back?
Yeah, because a freaked out dude who had an issue with letting us in is going to be like, oh, cool, a bear. Let's just go on in too.
Obviously, I'll turn back into myself when I get there.
They might not trust us as much, though.
Come on in, Bear. It looks like you're cold.
I'm bringing the people that he said he wanted.
At that point, you might as well I'll fly again and I'll carry them myself.
Sure.
Well,
I can be an eagle and take her.
It's just
the whole purpose of it is to not move her.
Correct. Yeah.
To move her as little as possible. If
Yes.
you can dimension door and instantly she's there, then there's no movement that's needed.
Then we take
I
the-
understood what you were
But-
trying to do. I was
yeah.
trying to have the old
But
man.
if one
realize.
person stands outside of this door, and then I'll go and walk over to the other side, make sure that he drops whatever enchantment so that we can ensure he can dimension door her in, and then I can just wave out saying, hey, go for it. And then everybody else can just funnel their way in.
Okay, that sounds great. Before we do it, let's just make sure we let Sarah know so that she doesn't freak out that her mom's
Oh
vomiting.
yeah, let's bring her in.
So,
Where is she? She needs to see her mother.
so I'll go get Sarah real quick.
I'm going to start walking.
Okay. So
Oh,
Sarah comes in.
as you go out the front door, I catch up with you. I'm like, oh, Baltimore. Just to further let you know about what Bob was talking about earlier, the other people here, and I start pointing out exactly which places are like the things that it's like. That's the place where we think the vampires are at. That's the rumbled, crushed place is actually the barracks, and that's where he was talking about some magical thing. Oh, no plate mail or anything, by the way. Sorry. Everything else is empty.
Okay.
So these 8 people is really just like us.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'd like to go check out the soldiers one more time, but we can deal with that later.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, like, that might
Yeah.
be the vampires, so don't go over there. And this building, and I'm just trying to help you avoid wasting your time by searching, like, all these.
Well, I wasn't going to search them by myself.
No, I got you.
I'm just going back to Johnson's place to make sure there's no warding.
Yeah, I was just looking.
Alright, so you want to stand out here then?
Sure.
And then I'll give you the signal?
Sure.
Alright, so yeah. That's right.
Sarah comes back in and she's just kind of like, Mom. She kind of comes over and she like shakes Mom away.
Sarah, your mom's sleeping right now, but she's really tired. We've healed her a lot, but just
You
maybe
see as
just
the
hold
mom
her
kind of
hand.
like shifts over a little bit. She's Sarah, and she's like, Mom, you're awake. And she's like, yeah, I'm tired, sweetie. And Sarah's like, yeah, these people came and helped you. And you see as like she's starting to cry now. And she's like, so Sarah goes to her mom and she's like, okay, I'm gonna be right here. And Sarah's like, the mom just like kind of like finds the head of Sarah and just kind of strokes, and she's like, why don't you give them the chest? They helped us. And she goes, okay. And then you see the mom as she kind of passes back out.
Passes back out?
Yeah, she goes to sleep.
Okay.
Unconscious.
She passed away.
And so
all that.
you see as Sarah's like, well, Mom has this chest, but I guess she's gonna give it to you.
Chest.
I'm outside, guys.
Yeah,
so that's your
Sarah,
guys.
do you
Wait,
want to
wait,
show
wait.
us where this chest is? And
Yeah, it's back here. And she kind of goes into the kitchen, past the kitchen, to another room. And the room seems like a storage area, like just a whole bunch of stuff bunkered in. It kind of looks like as if something were to try and get into the house, they would go to this room.
okay.
And she kind of moves some stuff, and then you see as she grabs this like a chest, and she's like,
I'm gonna go help her.
and
Yeah, go help her.
you guys move it as there seems to be a well decorated chest, and she's like, the key, and she goes over and she pulls off what seems to be like a key ring, and it has a variety of keys, and she finds one and she just opens the chest. As within the chest you see a long sword that's engraved. You see plate mail that has fur on the inside, and it seems to be a set of plate mail, a sword, and a cloak of some sort.
Well, I look down at Sarah. I say,
And she
Sarah,
said, this was my dad's.
Oh my god.
what was his name?
Arthur.
What happened to him?
He died.
Right?
I'm sorry, Sarah.
Well, thank you very much for showing us this.
Your mom said you could have it.
Well, I do believe that a member of our party would be able to use some of these items if it's okay with you, given that this was...
Mom said it's okay, and you brought her back. So okay.
Okay, well,
Just keep it good.
yes, I promise. So I look at
So
Baltimore.
do you want to?
I'm
Well,
going.
Baltimore's
Baltimore's
outside.
outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
But
at the
Cass
front
is in the
door.
bag of holding. You get this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll call Cass in.
Can I
to-
investigate the cloak?
I mean, sure, you can investigate as a cloak.
Like, is it just a cloak? Is there anything to it?
Are you trying to like look to see if it's magical?
Correct.
You can make an Arcana check.
Sure. 21.
Seems to have magical properties.
I'm gonna call dibs on that one. Just
Yep.
So,
dibs on that.
Belong to a soldier, but yeah, sure.
you get to Johnson's.
Okay, so I knock on the door.
And he's like, Nick, you don't hear anything at first. He's like,
Well,
get it! And then he opens the door, and as you see, like, he kind of opens the door, and he's like, he goes to grab you, but then he's like,
do you have a magical warding? We need to dimension door somebody.
he closes the door behind you.
Okay, so I walk in. I'm like, do you have it? Can we dimension door somebody in here? Merida, I explained. Merida died. We brought her back, but she's very weak. We can't. We're afraid to move her.
Oh yeah.
But we can
yes,
teleport her instantly in.
Yeah. Give me a sec. And he goes over and he like takes off the bear pelt or the bear fur. And you see as he like kind of puts his hand on one of the stones, and you see as his eyes roll back on the side of his head and his hand glows orange. And then he's like, all right, we're good.
Okay. May I open the door to wave them?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just quickly.
Quick!
I quickly open the door and I just kind of give a thumbs up to you, and then I shut the door.
Alright, cool. So I see the signal. I open up the door. Hey, Bob, you good to go? Teleport that bit. Hey,
So-
what's that you
Alright,
guys
Sarah.
found?
We would have moved back into the room. I would
Explain to
say-
Sarah.
So you're holding the cloak.
Well, I would put it in all.
So
of the
everything's
bag.
going in the bag of holding.
For now.
So you don't see it.
Okay. Well, I see the chest though, right?
No, it's in the back room.
I
You're
would-
at the
okay,
front
okay,
We
door.
would have put all of that in the bag of holding.
Can I do it? And I'm sorry. Go.
Explain to Sarah we're gonna move mommy, and then
Okay.
I was gonna do a quick investigation if there's like any tools or anything that I would see, like
in the store.
a map or anything, kind of a lay of the land or.
No.
Bob, we don't have a lot of time. We need to do this now.
I already did it.
Oh, you did it? Okay.
Like, y'all don't even see me and her there anymore. We're already there.
Okay, so like she does, you do it, and you pull her through, and you're trying to be as delicate as possible. You see the dimension door opens up inside the living room,
Okay,
or
so
this.
I would immediately go over to the door and attempt to.
And you see as he does it too. Make an insight check.
See, this is where the ward goes down and something bad happens.
22.
22. As he sees her, you immediately know right off the bat that he had something for her. Like he had some sort of affection for her.
Oh, okay.
Like the immediate, like the second you see it, like you know how you can see a couple and you're like, like I know that he has something for her. Maybe not the other way around, but
Yeah.
Love eyes.
the love eyes. Yeah. So immediately, the second he sees her, you immediately tell.
Okay.
And he kind of helps you pull, and you can tell he's being extra cautious than you are.
Yeah.
But exactly, yeah, and like he helps you bring her to like the couch, the big sofa
Yeah.
that he has there. And he lays her, and he like starts to like try to make her as comfortable as possible. He enrages the fire so
Yeah.
that way it gets nice and hot. He just kind of looks at you, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna sit right here, and he just sits on the floor next to the
We have everybody else about to come over here.
Sure.
Can I stay at the door and open it up? Is there some magical thing or whatnot?
No.
Okay.
So I scoop up Sarah.
You might want to turn your anti-teleport in thing back on.
Yeah. And he goes over and he you see him do the same thing.
So I just stand at the door and wait for them to go.
So I just scoop up Sarah, and so Emerald, if you want to lead, and Cass take the back. And
Everyone ready?
yeah.
So you guys all file into the inn.
Yes.
Okay.
As the door closes, you guys are all there.
I start locking it as soon as it.
Okay. We've all made it back. Sarah, Johnson, Sarah. We're here. Johnson, is there anything else that we can get you at this given moment?
No.
You made a promise. Will you uphold that promise?
Yeah, I said if everyone got here.
We did agree to Sarah and Merida.
I said that I would tell you if everybody got here.
About
Everybody else,
that.
hey, I'm going to try persuasion and try and persuade them that everybody else is dead.
Deception check.
That works too.
I thought our agreement was just Merida and Sarah. You wanted companionship.
Yeah. At the end, he said he didn't want to be alone.
Well,
I'm not fighting it. I'm telling you what he's saying.
Oh, currently.
So I insight check him to see if he's lying about what he says that he previously said.
Jeremy got a 12 on deception.
yeah.
12 on deception?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also got a 12.
Or I get a 22 on the insight.
You know that he's maybe not telling the whole truth, but you can tell that he's saying it in the sense of he really wants you to go bring out the other people because he saw you could do it for them too.
Okay.
And he feels that if he tells you
That we won't. He'll lose
his leverage.
Yeah.
Johnson, we've made.
That's why I said I'm not arguing with you on the fact. It's just
Johnson,
the personality.
We've made attempts to get the other people. Now, Sarah and Merida's case is different. Merida, rest the dead, was not with us. Sarah wanted her mother back. We did everything that we could to get them over here, but the others, they don't want to come. And I point at not Baltimore, Rahun and Bob. Oh, there's a dog.
No.
Hey, Papa.
Well, the truth is you got people over here who we couldn't see but have a coffin in their house, so they might be vampires. You probably don't want them to be here.
Who's a vampire?
The house, and I give him directions of where the house is.
Point at the map.
Yeah, the map. I point at the map. This house.
They're not vampires.
What are they?
What's with the coffin?
What's the coffin then?
I don't know. I haven't seen them in months, but they're not vampires.
There was a coffin in there.
Well, we can always go back over there.
All right.
I mean,
until we find all the traps, they're not coming over. So we'll have to find all the traps to convince them to come over here. If again we want to wait this long, we have only a couple days. Really.
Well, and I guess can I spend like an hour or two like sitting outside, shaping water to move all the ice off of everywhere, so I can see if there's any wards, if there's any traps that can be seen under the ice, so that I can like if somebody come with me and mark on a map where all those traps are.
You wouldn't be able to do it. There's over like 1,600 feet of stuff that you would have to go through, and it only lasts an hour.
Well, no. If I dispel it, I can have another application of it.
What do you do?
I can have two up to a certain amount, but I can move water to a certain area and dispel it, and that water goes somewhere else.
He's trying to move a whole bunch of stuff. He's trying to move all the snow and water to find all the traps.
I think that will tip off.
I'm saying that you wouldn't have the capability of doing that with shape water.
I tell them
like
about
even time wise, you wouldn't have enough.
I tell them about all the other houses and how they're empty, or nobody was there, or the doors just swung open, so there was nothing. And the barracks are in crumbles, and there's somebody there, but we don't know if it's an actual person.
The Korean food and water is still up, so I would take Sarah over and start getting her to try to eat.
She goes like super fast, like starts to just scarf down food, and you know that
I try to tell her to slow her pace, that it'll make her sick if she continues to do that. Like try to calm her down and stuff. You know, glad that you're hungry and that you want to eat, but take your time.
Okay.
Johnson, our greatest point of getting these people to security and safety is finding this dragon and doing what we can to help them. The more time that we waste trying to find your people is more time we're taking away from this dragon and an impending date and deadline that we have.
The dragon will still be there. Could you just try one more time?
I'm going to turn to the group and I'm going to be like, I can mention Nor Johnson over there since I've seen inside the house, but I would have to convince them to fly back, and then me and Johnson come through the dimension door, but I can only do that for one building. The magical whatever is in the far house, I'm not going to be able to get. There's no time.
I mean,
That's the only option that I have out of me. Anybody has a better one?
I mean,
Yeah, it would be good time.
it's fine. Like, so I mean, it's getting late anyway because we had to rest for 8 hours for Emerald.
Yeah.
So we can take one more day just to go. Like, we can still go over there and talk to the soldiers and figure out whatever there, and then yeah, we can venture if the soldiers come out or whatever, then we can venture over to this other place and attempt to speak to this other individual one more time or something.
Okay.
I think that's what we're trying to tell you, man. There are no soldiers there at the barracks.
So
The barracks.
he said that there was 3 soldiers that was in the house that you guys said were vampires.
That
There was 3
one
individuals
man in the
and that
barracks.
they were soldiers. So that's who I'm referring to. Not the barracks. I'm referring to the house that's not that far away. Right? That
Yes.
There's 3 people that you gave me the names for.
Mhm.
He said that
Belly,
they were soldiers,
Grutel, and Manon.
that they were soldiers.
They were soldiers, and that they don't stay at the barracks; they stay at their house.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnson, I have a question for you.
Yes.
The entity that's in the far house that blew of magic, he gave me a warning that the end would fall, but so would the dragon. Does that mean anything to you?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you know who that individual is? And I say, can you point out on the map?
I mean, I know where he's at. I don't know who he is.
Well, what's the plan? Seems like the only way we
Sarah chimes in though, and she goes, "The man in the rubble."
Yes.
Yes.
Mom's talked about him. He's the man in the rubble.
What about him, dear?
I don't know. Mom knows.
Okay, so once again, we rest, giving her the time to rest, and then when she's better in the morning, then we can ask her about this individual in the rubble.
Okay.
I don't have the deadline with the dragon, so.
I mean, we still have time. Like,
Yep.
we cut a lot of time getting here.
Let's rest.
Yeah.
Before we rest, Cass kind of comes up. She goes, "Baltimore, I think we actually found something, or actually, Sarah and her mom allowed us to have
Yes.
that might actually, I think, would benefit you the most." As she kind of pulls out like a massive chunk of plate mail.
I just look at it and I'm. It's so beautiful.
Oh, don't forget the sword.
Oh, and she pulls out a sword too, and you see it has like a nice engraving on it.
Seeing the engraving, is it any language that I would know?
No.
I then would cast Detect Magic.
Oh, it's magical.
The sword is magical.
Mhm.
What about the armor?
The magical is not, or the armor is not. Sorry.
The armor's not, but this is magical. Okay.
Now I look at Baltimore and I say, now do keep in mind, and please be careful with these items, as they were Sarah's father's and Meredith's husband.
Does the armor look decorated? Or does it look basic? Outside of the fur portion.
No. It looks higher quality than basic, but it still just acts as a normal plate now.
Okay. So then I will, because there's a kid here, I will go into one of the rooms, take 10 minutes, and then to put on the armor, and then I will attempt to attune to the sword if it takes that requirement.
I'm gonna pull out the cloak and just be like,
You're so happy right now.
with the cloak. I'm gonna
Okay,
try
so you
to-
pull out this cloak and you.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to see if I connect with this cloak or what effect it has on me, if any.
No, not that you see.
So I go up to
So
Baltimore.
do we, when he's putting it on, do we notice anything different
Well,
about
I went
Emerald?
into the back room, by the way.
Do we notice anything different about Emerald as he puts the cloak on?
Yeah.
Does he become invisible?
Nope.
Do I get the card?
Are you trying to do anything with it?
I guess attune to it, whatever the heck that means.
So you are attuning to it?
Yes.
You sure?
It's a cursed item.
What? What did he say?
It's a cursed item.
Oh God.
It's another doll.
Given my
Maybe you want
character
to ask
and well,
his wife.
yeah. I would ask Sarah, and I'd look at Sarah and say, Sarah, can you tell me something about this cloak and your dad? Did he often wear it?
Oh yeah, no, all the time.
Would your mom know anything about this cloak?
Yeah.
Alright, so
We would play around with the cloak.
play around with it how?
We would hide. We played hide and seek.
Ooh.
You and
He hasn't tuned to it yet.
you and your dad?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold on to it, and I'm gonna wait until the morning to.
Or are you tuning to it?
Yes, and my character would too.
There you go.
I started searching this whole place for trapdoors and stuff like that for these tunnels that I know he was lying about.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say with advantage because you know your stonework.
16.
That's a negatory.
Okay.
But you're inspecting everything and it seems good.
Yes.
So everybody is going to be resting.
Correct.
Did we want to go ahead and call it for that? I know you asked about.
What time is it? I mean, we can
10:42.
stay. I mean, we can stay till 11. It's fine. We're gonna be doing stuff.
I mean,
It's up to you at this
in the
point.
last few weeks we've gone till.
I will let you know that the next section will probably be more informative because she's gonna wake up.
Okay. Well, we might as well just do that then. And get it done with.
I think you're saying it's going to take time.
It might, depending on how many questions you have, what it leads to, that kind of thing. So I just don't want it to
Push.
push, and then all of a sudden you're like, crap, we should,
I say let's call it here tonight because that could be a fresh thing where Kayla could also be a part of, have her own questions as well. So
It's up to the group. So
that's my vote, just because then it's another head with ideas and questions that could ask some stuff that we might not think of. That's my personal choice.
I have no problem with it.
Okay. I'm good with that then, because.
Cool.
I can go.
So Bob.
Cool.
So with that, tonight's session will come to a close as everybody is resting, in anxious waiting for Merida to wake up and find out some more information.
I'm not anxious.
So, we appreciate you guys staying with us. Go ahead and like our Facebook page and enjoy all of that good stuff and talk to the players and updates as we will be back next week here in this location. And we appreciate you guys. You guys have an epic week, epic times. We'll see you next week here on Epic Internet.